Stand up, New York Giant fans. We are back, and I'm with Mr. Baddog. How you been, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. I was on vacation here the last couple weeks, actually. That's been very nice. It sucks I got to go back to work this week, but you know, it is what it is, man. We're not rich, you know, unfortunately. Not yet. Maybe someday. You never know. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you know, things are good, man. You know, little guy's growing, and I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, we've both been busy with the NBA content. Not a lot to talk about with the Giants, but we want to get this back up and running. Obviously, the OTAs have gotten underway. We've got minicamp tomorrow. Before you know it, it's going to be training camp. Then we're going to have preseason, and it's going to be football season in a blink of an eye.
It will be. Summer always flies by. I know so many guys in the chat are always like, oh, I can't wait for football. Oh, Caesar, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. He says, the boys are back in town. Boom. Stand up. Damn right, Caesar. $2 halal. Boom. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. So many guys are saying, you know, I can't wait for football season. I can't wait for it. And I always say, listen, I love baseball. I love the summer. I'm going to enjoy the summer, but the summer flies. And like you said, you have OTAs, then there's minicamp, then there's training camp, and then it's August. Yeah. And then we have preseason game. And then bang, September's here and football's here. Yeah. So before you know it, it's here.
And the preseason's going to be really fun this year because you're going to get to see Daniel Jones, and that's going to be a big storyline.
Without a doubt. That will be that's going to be what it's all about. This coming preseason will be very interesting because it's the first time, you know, I forgot to put that in the chat or my community notes. I was going to do I'm doing my 9K giveaway tonight, guys. So I got a trivia question. It's an easy trivia question. But I am going to do that tonight about half an hour in. Usually like to do it in the middle of the show. Just make sure everybody's in here. So stay tuned for that. It's about 30 minutes in. I'll do the hat giveaway and you know, like I said, it's an easy question, so you guys should be able to get it pretty quickly. But, yeah, Chris, I mean, it'll be a lot of fun. This is the first time in a long time since we've had
Eli Manning, 2004.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's been a long time, and that all eyes are going to be focused on that. This is probably going to be one of the most looked at preseasons in a long time for the New York Giants just because of that. The quarterback position, I mean, you know.
Well, let me ask you this because I did a video on this and I'm sure you've talked about it. I mean, you're grinding, you're kicking ass as you always do. But before I even get into all this, man, again, I just want to say, I love you, dude. You are the I do. I miss you.
Man. I love you too, man. I love doing this show. I love talking to you, man. Even when it's off of YouTube, it's great.
Right, but I mean, you're kicking ass. You grind every day. I mean, anybody is in the chat that is not subbed to this man. I'm pretty sure everybody is, but if you're not, link is in the description. Sub him up. This guy has kick-ass content. He works his ass off. He's a great video maker. He knows his shit, and I'll endorse this guy more than anybody else. I mean, this really is my brother.
I think we should run for president. I think we should be running mates. I think we'd win.
Somebody in the chat, I think it was Rudy when you were doing your call-in show. Rudy Telesford is that his last name?
Yeah, Rudy Teleford, yeah.
So Teleford, okay. So when Isaiah was on the phone, Rudy said the Entertainah and Baddog for the white stop black house. He wants us to run for office. But, yeah, I miss you, man, and I know you're very busy right now and you're going through a lot of stuff, big changes coming up. But I'm glad we can still do this show and. Whatever the hell you are, we'll always have this show.
Yeah, this show will always be done no matter what. This show will be. I know Giants fans need this show. We love doing it, and we're going to do it forever as long as we're on YouTube.
Yes, this is true. So now that I got the niceties out of the way, and I want to get too mushy on you, dog, but I freaking love this guy. I do. And so, yeah, the Daniel Jones thing. So what I was going to ask you, and like I said, I know you've probably done stuff on this. We've watched OTAs, and he's been very good. Yeah. And actually said his arm strength seems to have gotten better. And Eli's been not really great.
Yeah.
My question, and I'm sure they would never do this, but say in the preseason, Eli just sucks. Mm-hmm. He sucks. You know, say, I know he's not going to play in the first game. He'll play a series in the first game or two series. Second game, he might play a quarter. Obviously, the third one is a dress rehearsal. He'll probably play the half.
Right.
Say in the preseason, Eli is 14 for 30, 2 picks, no touchdowns. And Daniel Jones is killing it.
So you're saying similar to what Webb did last year? If Eli has a similar preseason to what Webb did last year.
Right. Is there any possible way the Giants go, you know what? Maybe we should start Daniel Jones. Is there any possible way that Daniel Jones starts week 1?
I honestly don't think so. Because I think they'll look at it like, we're paying Eli Manning $23 million. We're not going to pay him $23 million to open the year with a clipboard. We have the number 6 overall pick. We have a perfect mentor. Let's have Daniel Jones learn underneath Eli. I don't think it's going to be the whole year, unless the Giants are really good, which they may be. You know, hopefully everything works out. Everything's rainbows and butterflies. But if it's what most people think is going to happen, hopefully we have a competitive year, but we'll probably fall out of it at some point. And at that point, which I think we both have targeted, is probably that bye week. That is when I would think Daniel Jones will take over, unless, of course, Eli is really bad early in the season, and then Daniel Jones would step in. But I think if there's going to be a transition, I think that's the time to do it, because you get 2 weeks to prepare for your next week's opponent. And I think that would be the time that I'd want, if I was the coach, that I'd want Daniel Jones to step in.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Now, when I looked at the schedule, and I will do another, like a schedule predict or whatever, I will go over the schedule again, do a video on that at some point. But my early, the first time the schedule came out, I had us 5-4 at the bye. I don't think Daniel Jones comes in at 5-4, but that second half of our schedule is a lot tougher. I mean, I looked at a lot. Well,
we got the Eagles twice at the end. After that Cardinal game, it gets tough. I think we play the Cardinals the 7th game of the year. After that, it gets really tough. Yeah.
I think right up to the Jets. I think I had us beating the Jets. I think I had us beating the, looking at that, I think I had us beating the Bills. I think I had us beating the Skins. This was before the draft, of course. So, but I still think we should be able to beat the Cardinals. We should be able to beat the Bucks. We should be able to beat those teams. We should be able to beat the Jets. I still think we can beat the Jets. I'm sorry.
I agree with you. I think that's a very winnable game. The Jets game.
I think we beat them. I don't think we're ready to compete with Dallas and Philly yet. But last year we competed with them.
I was looking at last year's schedule. The Giants, as much as people want to bash them and say they're horrible, and everybody, I get it. We won 8 games in the last 2 years. We lost Odell Beckham. We lost all the stars, right? The so-called stars, the Olivier Vernons, everybody else. But you look at last year's schedule, we lost, what did we lose? We lost 11 games. I think 9 of them were by 6 points or less. So we were in pretty much every game we played. And even that Saints game that I think we lost by maybe 13, 14 points, that game was closer than the final score indicated.
It was. Because who was it? Was it, oh, God.
Well, you had the fake punt.
Not Mark Ingram. Who the hell's the other?
Kamara.
Kamara. Why I couldn't think of it? It's baseball season when I can't think about Kamara. But it was. He had like a big run at the end of the game that put the game away. Yeah. It happened with the Redskins. It was the same thing. Peterson had the long run that put the game away. But we were in those games. We blew a 19-3 lead against the Eagles. We had a 2-touchdown lead against the Colts twice in that game.
The Cowboys last game of the year.
Right, the 4th and 15 that they converted to Cole Beasley, which was ridiculous.
Panthers, when you fainted.
60-yard field goal, Cam Newton spiking on the 4th down. I mean, the officials gave them that game. But, yeah, I mean, there's 4 games right there that we could have won and probably should have won.
Right.
And you take that, and all of a sudden we're 9-7.
Yeah.
The games we really weren't in were the second week against Dallas.
And the Eagles, the first game we played.
The Eagles, the first game, and the Falcons, we really weren't in that game either. But, a lot of the games we were in. So, and our schedule was freaking brutal.
Oh, the first half specifically, it seemed we were playing a Super Bowl contender every week. Mm-hmm. And this year it's different. This year the first 8 games or so, pretty at least average. It's not a bear of a schedule.
Right. Yeah. No, it's definitely not. And we have, we're playing the last place schedule, so we're playing the AFC East. I don't think, with the exception of the Patriots, none of those teams scare me. I mean, we should definitely beat the Dolphins.
The Dolphins and Cardinals, to me, are our 2 must-win, games that we should win. Both at home, I think. Maybe the Dolphins on the road. I know Arizona's at home. Arizona, I mean, I know they added your boyfriend, Kyler Murray, but they still got the bad offensive line, and they're still traveling across the country. That's a game the Giants should absolutely win. They should beat the Dolphins. At worst, they should split between the Jets and the Bills, in my opinion. Yep. We'll see, man. But I'm not going to be one of these pessimistic fans that says we're going to win 4 or 5 games. I'm going to let it play out. I'm going to take it on a week-by-week basis. And if things click, you know it as well as I do. Football, you can't predict football.
You can't.
Every year's different.
Who's going to be healthy? I mean, it could be listen, if Carson Wentz I mean, he hasn't been healthy the last couple of years. If that guy gets hurt, those are winnable games. We'll beat the Eagles without Carson Wentz. If the Eagles lose Carson Wentz, they're in deep crap. This is why I don't like. Everyone's like, how do you pick on the Cowboys win the division? I say if Carson Wentz is 100% healthy, then the Eagles are going to be in it. But he hasn't been. He missed a lot of.
He hasn't been healthy. Yeah.
Right. So I still don't know. I mean, that's the big question there. I think Dallas is the most complete team. Washington, although they had a great draft, there are a lot of young guys. There's a question at quarterback. I mean, who's their quarterback? Dallas seems to be the most veteran team. They've been there, and they're the most complete team. They got a great defense. They got a great line. They got a great running back, and they got a quarterback that can make plays. So that's why I think the Cowboys are the favorite to win the division. But again, you never know what the hell is going to happen. You don't know. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott could be suspended again.
Look at 2017. I always point to that. The Giants were the favorites going in. Everybody said that the Brandon Marshall acquisition, they're Super Bowl contenders. Nobody was thinking about the Eagles. The Eagles were 3rd or 4th. Most people predicted in the division.
They had 7-9.
Because the year before, you had the Cowboys went 13-3. The Giants made the playoffs at 11-5. Yep. And the Eagles, everyone thought they were 6, 7, 8 win team. They go on, they win the Super Bowl. So football is very unpredictable.
It really is, because again, the health of the teams is and it's all about matchups. I mean, it'll be interesting. I like what we did with our secondary. Carlos, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Dilly, buddy. He says if everything falls right with this year's draft and hit next year in the draft, the Giants will be a powerhouse. I agree with that, Carlos. I agree. Chris and I have talked about this. 2020, we will be so good because we will have another year of draft and we will have tons of cap space to get superstar players in here. That's what we really need, is that. We need the big pass rusher.
Yeah.
But it's all about matchups, and I like what we did. Like I said, I like what we did in the secondary. We got a very young secondary. Now, they may have some growing pains this year, but Jabril Peppers has been the best guy in OTAs.
Yeah.
The best player on either side of the ball from what they're saying.
Our secondary. It is looking bright. DeAndre Baker, I absolutely love. Love is going to be a really good nickel corner. Sam Beal, and I think they'll add a safety next year, whether it be in the draft, whether it be in free agency, because I don't think Bethay's obviously. I think they could easily cut him next year. But the Giants secondary is going to be strong for many years, and I think Gettleman did a really good job at solidifying that secondary, because you could have argued going into the draft that was our weakest point on defense, and now it's our strength.
It was. Thank you so much for the super chat there. Vladimir Putin is in the house. I always look for Donald when Vladimir Putin's here. Dilly, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it, brother. Cheers to you.
Dilly.
But yeah, Carlos, thank you again so much. Another super chat from Carlos Rodriguez. Thanks so much, my man. Dilly says the secondary could be special. We agree. I mean, it is. Sam Beal was a steal. DeAndre Baker was my favorite pick in this draft for the Giants. Julian Love was a steal. And Ballantyne's been playing really well. I mean, we really do have a really good secondary, which can make up for a lack of pass rush. But we get that next year. I mean, you're talking something special. Oh, SpermCell, you're the man. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Dilly, I really, really appreciate it. SpermCell is the freaking man, by the way. Go over there and check it. Well, his channel is not SpermCell, but the link to his Philla Rog Dog is in my description, so check it out. It does say SpermCell, but his channel link is there. He says, I feel confident when staying healthy. Obviously, ACL was a freakish injury, and the back injury was developed more because of the ACL. Him overcompensating now, he has a clean slate. I mean, I agree. He has a clean slate, but ACLs and backs are like the worst thing. I mean,
back is the worst injury to get.
Tony Romo had the back. That worries me, SpermCell, more than his ACL is his back.
Yeah.
That's what worries me. Let me do this real quick. So he hit me with a $15 boom. Thank you so much, because I see all the booms in the chats. I appreciate it, SpermCell. Thank you very much, my man. I really do appreciate it. But, yeah, I love our secondary, because I think our secondary is going to be really, really good. And, when we won that championships, secondary was good. In 2007, we had a young secondary, too. We had Aaron Ross. We had Corey Webster.
Mm-hmm. R.W. McQuarters, I think, was on that team. He was a veteran. He's
a veteran.
Yeah.
But we had two very young corners, and they played very well. So, I like it.
Yeah, and I think I'm not going to predict this, but maybe the pass rush surprised us a little bit. Marcus Golden had 13 sacks in this system in 2015 before the injury, or 2016, whatever year it was. And maybe the X-Man's really good out of Old Dominion. Lorenzo Carter could certainly mature more in second year. Maybe we get more out of Kareem Martin. So, we have to see how it plays out. Maybe the pass rush is a little better than we think.
I think Lorenzo Carter could take the biggest step up this year. And again, these guys all have 1 year's experience under James Betcher now.
Right.
And the offense has a year under Pat Shermer. And it takes a while to adjust to a new system.
Right.
So these guys have it. I love what we've done with the offensive. I'm not worried about our offense. I know there's a lot of Giants fans that were mad about the Odell Beckham thing. I did that video. I didn't get a lot of hate, but I got hate on that video. What are you worried about voluntary OTAs for? It ain't a big deal. I'm like, no, they're voluntary. Who cares? I'm like, that's my point. They're voluntary.
Let me ask you a question, man. Though. Let me ask you a question. Would Jerry Rice do that?
Hell no.
That's Odell Beckham. It's one thing, and I never agree with a leader, and that's what Odell Beckham was for the Giants. He was not a good one, but he was a leader. He was the face of the franchise. I never agree with a leader skipping OTAs, but especially when you're going to a new team with a second-year quarterback.
Thank you.
You're not setting a good example. It's stupid.
Thank you.
And anybody that defends that is just you're very biased for Odell Beckham. I'll say that.
I mean, that was my point, is that he's already in hot water with Kitchens in their front office because you are going to a new team. You want to build chemistry. You want to show that, I don't have to be here, but I want to be here. That's what it's all about. It ain't about, well, it's voluntary. Who cares? I know that he doesn't have to be there. I get that. But it should, if you want to be a leader, if you want to take the next step, that's when you say, you know what? Yeah, I don't have to be here. You're right. I don't, but I am.
Right.
And I want everybody to be here, and I want to show that I want to be a leader, and I'm ready to win here in Cleveland, and I want to take the next step, and I want to prove everybody wrong that I was a cancer and a locker room problem, and I'm here with my new teammates, learning this system, and going to be, going to go to the next level.
And that's why he's gone. And that's why he's gone. And what have we noticed about the Giants during OTAs? Everybody is there. We haven't heard anybody missing OTAs. Everybody's bought in. So I like the new culture. I like that we have hungry guys and guys that are working together. And it seems like for a team that's been so bad in the locker room for years, it seems like it's starting to shift to a much better locker room. And maybe we're starting to build something. I'm not predicting us to be this super team this year. I'm going to be rational and realistic, but you have to start somewhere. And, maybe this year is the year where we start to turn the corner in terms of developing a good locker room culture and starting to build. And then 2020, that's when we make our splash with all the free agency money we have, and hope maybe we get another good draft pick, and then next year we become very competitive.
Right. But my point with the whole Beckham thing was we scored the most points in the NFC East last year. I don't think we're going to fall off as much as a lot of people think we're going to on offense. I just don't. I feel like you look at the last 4 games. Now, Tennessee kicked our ass hard.
Right.
But we scored 128 points in the last 4 games, and that was getting shut out once. We scored 40 against the Skins. We scored 27 against the Colts. We scored 35 against the Cowboys.
38 against the Bucks.
38 against the Bucks, right. Well, Beckham was there that game.
Oh, Beckham was there. Right.
Yeah, I was talking about the games Beckham wasn't there. But you look at that, I feel like, I'm not going to say the Giants were better without him, but Eli has a tendency to force the ball to Beckham. He did it in Philly when we were up 19-11 at halftime and in field goal range.
Oh, my God. Remember that throw? Oh, my God.
Picked off.
Yeah.
Like he forced it that when Barkley was wide open in the flat. I feel like this year you're going to see – no, Sterling Shepard ain't going to put up Odell Beckham numbers. Golden Tate is not going to put up Odell Beckham numbers. Corey Coleman's not going to put up Odell Beckham numbers. But together – these guys.
Don't forget about Evan Ingram either.
Evan Ingram, who I was going to get to him because I think he takes the biggest step forward this year. He played so. You and I know.
Yeah.
We started our show, Chris.
Yeah.
Every week we were ripping it. Suck. Get rid of him. The guy can't catch. He can't block. He's garbage. Get rid of him. The last 4 games, he killed it. What's the common denominator? No Odell Beckham.
Right?
No Beckham. So he was a bigger part of the offense. It seemed like he got his head out of his ass and he started catching the ball, and he was huge the last 4 games. That's the biggest piece that I'm excited about taking the biggest step forward on our offense this year is Evan Ingram. I expect a lot of Evan Ingram this year.
And you brought up Coleman.
Yes.
What do you think? To me, that's a very interesting position about it that not a lot of people are talking about. Latimer and Coleman for that number 3 wide receiver spot. And one of them, I could see Coleman, if he does get that spot, having a pretty big effect on this Giants offense this year, because they don't really have a wide receiver like that. They Tate and Shepard are more underneath guys, right?
Yep.
And he's kind of a speed guy that can take the top off the defense. So, and he's impressed at OTAs. Everything you read every week, Coleman. And again, it's shorts and t-shirts, so you can't read too much into it. But maybe he could be a big piece for the Giants this year on that offense.
Definitely could. Listen, again, I'm a Big 12 guy, so I watched him at Baylor. He was great at Baylor. Now, granted, I think he was there with RG3, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been RG3's last year there. But Corey Coleman was a first-round pick for the Browns.
Yeah.
And he was having a good rookie season. He broke his hand. And then I don't really know what happened to him after that. But I remember when I did the video, I went back and looked at that Eli Apple rant when people like that. And I mentioned right in there how we needed a wide receiver. Now, this is the year we got Sterling Shepard, so it is what it is. But I actually mentioned in that rant video that we needed a receiver. We could have had Corey Coleman. And I remember, I was like, oh, we ended up with Corey Coleman. I also said we could have got Laquan Treadwell, and he sucks.
Yes, he does. I'll make sure you get that there.
Thanks so much, Carlos. I really appreciate Carlos on fire tonight, my man. Dilly. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, if however we do somehow go 4-12, 5-0, do we fire Shermer? I don't think we can fire Pat Shermer, because you're going to see that turnover. You're not going to want to. I don't think you're going to.
Yeah, well, let me give you a reason why I wouldn't fire Shermer. First off, that's not in the Giants' way. McAdoo, obviously, they fired after a few years because of how he handled the media with everything else. But look at it from. I'm going to give you a quarterback. Alex Smith was the #1 overall pick. Alex Smith went through, 3 or 4 head coaches throughout his career, and he struggled because of it until he got Jim Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's smart to bring in a rookie quarterback, Daniel Jones. You teach him this whole offense, and then you fire the coach the next year. You need stability. You need your quarterback. He's going to learn this offense this year. You have to have him come back, especially when he's going to be the starter day one the following year. You want him to progress off of what he learned. If you get rid of Pat Shermer, you bring in a whole new coach. It's a whole new offense he has to learn. So I think under no circumstances will Pat Shermer be fired. They could go 0-16. I wouldn't fire him, because you want Daniel Jones to build off of what he learned in his rookie year.
I agree, and even though Gettleman says they're rebuilding, but they're trying to win now, I say this. I don't say this is a rebuild. I think this is a transition, is what I'm calling it. The Giants have so many young guys. They had so many draft picks. You're not going to be able to get rid of Shermer. I mean, the Giants are. It's not like the Giants were, 12-4, 11-5, and then Shermer came in and they all of a sudden sucked. It's not like we were 10-6 last year, and then Shermer had 3 bad years in a row. Like he came into a rough situation. There was a lot of turnover, and the Giants were not a good team last year. They just weren't. They're not a good team. They weren't a good team before Shermer got there. We were 3-13. They did improve last year. They played a lot better at the end of the year. And again, I don't know. The Giants front office can say we're trying to win now and everything else, but does the Giant front office really believe that these guys are Super Bowl contenders? Are they putting that on Pat Shermer? Like, this is a team that's ready to go to the Super Bowl. I don't think they are. So that's Shermer can have another bad year.
Yeah.
2020, when they have all the cap space and they make the draft pick and they have the team is locked, and if he sucks with that, then maybe
they have to start to show progression next year. But yeah, this year I think it's just learn. And I think if they were a win-now team and had win-now expectations, they would have taken Josh Allen. They wouldn't have taken Daniel Jones. That pick was for the future. They believe in this guy. They think this guy's going to be the next Eli Manning. That's why they took him that high. Yep. But you don't take a quarterback when you already have a starting quarterback if you're trying to win a Super Bowl this year or compete. So, like you said, they may be hoping they win 10 games and make the playoffs, but in their head, they know, realistically, they're like, you know what, it's very possible we're going to have a 5-win year again. And so I don't think there's any pressure on Shermer this year, or Gettleman for that matter. I think both of them have a free pass this year, and next year is when the heat starts to get turned up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, the difference between, to me anyway, Daniel Jones and when Eli Manning came in, the Giants started to build. The Giants had that locked around him. Now, some great drafts helped him.
Oh, phenomenal drafts back then.
And of course, the Plaxico Burress was a big addition in 2005 for Eli Manning. But again, we can get that for Daniel Jones next year. I mean, the Giants are going to have $100 million in cap space to build around this guy, and They're building that offensive line. I mean, our left side, granted, Solder did not play well at the beginning of the year. Neither did Will Hernandez. He's a rookie. End of the year, you could see Hernandez and Solder were solid on the left. We got one of the best freaking right guards in football, in Kevin Zeitler. Now, center and right tackle are still a question mark. So I would have liked to have seen Dalton Reisner or someone of that nature, Cody Ford, go to the Giants and get a right tackle. But you know what? That's next year. We got Mike Remmers, which certainly helps.
Well, he's an upgrade. Yeah, he's an upgrade.
Big upgrade.
But you would have been an upgrade. I mean, that's how bad we were. That's how bad we were on that side. But no, I agree with you. Giants fans, New York fans, we always say this. We say this all the time. We're not patient people. We're New Yorkers. We want to win. We want to win now. But we got to realize Rome was not built in a day. And yeah, I could definitely see Eli Manning's second year, they went to the playoffs. I think they went 11-5, if I'm not mistaken. I could see something like that next year. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. I think they have some of the foundational pieces right now. When you factor in the cap space, I do think with what they're going to be able to do for Daniel Jones, they are building the right foundation. They already have 3 strong pieces on the offensive line. They'll certainly have at least a 4th next year. Saquon Barkley, to me, might be the best playmaker, not just running back in football. And they have some nice targets for him to throw to. I think next year, with an improved defense and offensive line, with the cap space and draft picks, I think they could be a 10-11 win team. I don't think that's crazy to think that. But Rome's not built in a day. That's what we all got to realize. And, it's 1 year at a time. And like we always say, 7-8 years of bad drafts cannot be fixed overnight.
Yeah, it's tough. And we had a lot of bad contracts. We had a lot of backloaded contracts with guys that, performed their first year here and then underperformed the rest of the time here. Jenkins has steadily gone downhill. He's the one guy left. Harrison, Snacks is always pretty good. Snacks is always decent. Olivier Vernon was hurt a lot. And then
Eli Apple.
Right. Don't even get me started on Eli Apple. Landon Collins, that guy can't shut his mouth about it.
He said another thing today or 2 days ago. I didn't make a video on it. He ran his mouth again about the Giants. Yeah.
Odell Beckham's actually kept his mouth shut about the Giants.
Yeah.
And Collins can't. Why is Landon Collins such a bitter bitch about it? Dude, you got $84 million for being a box safety. You're trash. You're the highest paid safety in football. Shut up. Be happy. The Giants suck. Okay, we get it. You're on a better team. Oh, the Washington. We're going to tear up the Giants defense. Good. So worry about that. Yeah. What the hell are you talking for? Oh, my God. You got $84 million.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up.
I'll tell you, that is going to reignite.
What did he say? I missed it. What did he say?
I didn't get to see the exact quotes, but I read an article that he came out and said something again. But that is going to reignite the Giant and Redskin rivalry. Landon Collins, Dwayne Haskins. Haskins, of course, really wanted to be a Giant. He looked disgusted on draft night. I think the Giants-Redskins rivalry in the future is really going to get lit up very soon.
It could be those 2 teams in 2020.
Yeah, it could. Definitely could.
Because those other 2 teams, the Cowboys have a lot of money to spend. They're talking about that big extension for Dak Prescott. Once Chris, once you give that quarterback that money, it's hard to build around the quarterback because they're getting all that damn money. You got to do it on the rookie contract.
Right.
Same thing with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is going to get $35 million a year, and he's going to get it. Carson Wentz is going to get 5 years, $170 million or whatever the hell it is. Dak Prescott is going to get $30 million.
Well, let's hope he gets it, Baddog. Let's hope he gets it.
Oh, he's going to get it.
Give it to him.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
And you're going to see Haskins and Daniel Jones on the rookie contracts with all that money that you can pour into the team in other positions because you're not giving your quarterback $30 million a year. You can see those two. It'd be like the 80s again when the Skins and Giants are the teams fighting for the division. But I'll tell you this. Landon Collins can keep running his mouth. Why would you give the Giants bulletin board material? Evan Ingram and company are going to want to. You know what I hope? I pray to God that somehow, some way, when the Giants play the Redskins, that Landon Collins ends up trying to guard Saquon Barkley.
Oh, God, forget about it. You want to talk about a mismatch. Put him on Ingram, too. Anybody.
Ingram will have a huge game.
Ingram will kill him. But I respect Collins' game, but he cannot cover. And you know what? It is what it is. I think it makes it exciting, I guess, because it's going to be more of a rivalry. The Redskins, I've kind of, not to disrespect the Redskins fans, but hasn't really been a rivalry in recent years. It's kind of just been...
It's because we kill them.
Yeah, and they're just always at the bottom feeders. I don't hate them nearly as much as I hate the Eagles and the Cowboys. But, that's what's funny, though, because that goes in phases, right? Because the Redskins in 10 years might be like the Eagles are now, and then we might hate them and be like, I don't really care about the Eagles. So your rivals kind of are dependent on how they're playing in recent times, unless it's the Red Sox or with the Yankees.
Right.
But
I think it's the fan base. I think it's the fan base that makes your rivals.
Yeah, well, I know you're right about that. The Eagles fan.
I don't think the Redskins fans, even when they were winning in the late 80s, middle 80s, well, throughout the 80s, I should say, and a lot of people forget that. I mean, I'm older, so
Joe Gibbs, unbelievable.
Right. The Redskins, 82 to 91, were one of the best teams in the NFC. Everybody talks about not just the NFC in football. Everyone talks about the Niners, but Redskins went to 4 Super Bowls in 9 years, and they won 3 of them.
With three different quarterbacks.
Right. They were very good.
Yeah.
And in 86, the Redskins were combined 13-5. They lost 3 of those games to the Giants. I mean, they nobody else beat them, but the Giants had their number. The Giants have always had their number. It just seems that way. But Redskins fans have never been that boisterous, in your face. The Eagles fans, they can get a little out of hand, which is why we hate the Eagles. Cowboys fans, it's more so their bandwagon than actual real Cowboys fans. I always say I'm lucky that in my chat, my Eagles and Cowboys fans are the best. They know what they're talking about. I rarely get a guy in there that really doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun, which has made me, the hate on those teams are, that much less now. But,
it's still there. It's still very high.
I hate this shit. Hell, right now I don't really mind them so much, but wait till we play them, man.
Right. But no, I definitely get that. But I will say, like you said, being on YouTube, there are a lot of really good Eagles fans and Cowboys fans that are respectable and knowledgeable. But absolutely, the MO on Philadelphia fans in general is they're not the best of fans. They're very rowdy. They're very in your face.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, you can look at the chat right now, like our man John Letourneau, the Phillies ace. I mean, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
SpermCell.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, I got a lot of them that are in here. That Philly 500. I mean, how great is he?
Yeah.
You got what, Poppy Goat? I don't know if he's still here. He's a Cowboys fan. Yeah, he's all right. I get Duke Ballers. He's a great Cowboys fan. I mean, there's a lot of great Cowboys fans. Look at I got South of Heaven 88 in here. He's one of the worst Cowboy fans you ever got. I'm just kidding, Mosh. I got to kid you. That's just how we do over here.
Yeah, I like Mosh.
I mean, Mosh and I have known each other on YouTube for freaking 11 years, so I got to give him a little shit. That's just how it goes. But it'll be a very interesting preseason for sure. Let me do the giveaway now, guys. So this is an easy question. So this is for, like I said, a fitted hat. This is the 9K giveaway, guys. So
you should give away one of those shirts.
I could do that. But I think people would rather have
I'd probably rather have the hat, yeah.
But plus not to mention I'm out of extra larges and double X. I only have medium and large. Those things went.
So if you do a giveaway, they better not be fat.
Right. Yes. No, actually, it's funny. Josh from the Sports Critic got one last night, and I'm like, dude, I don't have any double X. Thank you so much for the super chat. OGR, my man, OneGiantRebuttal. Everybody go over there, check out his channel. He just hit 200 subscribers and going up with a bullet. Go check him out if you guys get a chance. Great content over there. Great Giants fan. Check him out. He's a Red Sox fan, but I still love the guy anyway.
That guy's great. Love that guy's channel.
Dilly, thanks so much to the guys finally got a chance to in. Good to see you, my man. I know all about the hustle and bustle that you had going on in your other video, although I only got one small one here. But so yeah, the 9K giveaway. And again, this is an easy question, so you guys should get this pretty easy. So Daniel Jones, here's the question, guys, and you have to spell this correctly. You have to put the full name there, and you have to spell it correctly, okay? I'm making that point blank right now because last time there was a little confusion about it. Spell it correctly, first and last name. Ready? Daniel Jones was drafted number 6 overall by the Giants this year. Tell me the last quarterback the Giants drafted with their first overall pick.
Oh, come on.
It's easy.
Come on.
An easy one.
Bobby Woodward. What's up, Last Jedi?
Bang. Slob on my knob. Broccoli Rob. Got it. Phillip Rivers is the last Giant that was that last quarterback that was drafted by the Giants in 2004. It was Phillip Rivers. So slob on my knob. Broccoli Rob. Either do me a favor, man. I don't know if you have Twitter. Or leave me your email, whatever it is, man. Give me your email. I'll contact you. You want a fitted hat of your choice. It could be any team. It don't need to be football. I mean, it could be hockey. It could be basketball. It could be baseball. It could be whatever you want. But just get in contact with me. You can contact me on Twitter. I'm at Mr. Baddog7676, or just go into one of my videos and just leave your information there, and I will get in contact with you. Congratulations. It was Philip Rivers. It was a little tricky.
How does Chris and not get that one?
I don't know.
All he ever talks about is Philip Rivers.
I don't know. But it was a little
trick question. No, it was creative. I liked it. I liked it. That was good.
So that's what it was. That's what it was. It was Philip Rivers. So Slop of my knob, Broccoli Rob, and just a fitting great name to win that. So you win the 9K giveaway, my man. And like I said, just get in contact with me. Leave your email or whatever on one of my videos, and I'll get in contact with you, and we'll figure it out. Congratulations,
Dilly. But congratulations, man. That was a tough one. A little, you have to think about that one for a second. Yeah,
not tough trick.
Yeah, a little tricky there.
A bunch of Eli's. I knew that was going to happen. That's fine.
Congratulations, though. Congratulations. And we always like to take some questions from the chat. Yeah, we can take them now if you want. I mean, there's not a lot going on. Like we said, minicamp starting tomorrow. There's going to be a lot more stories coming out from that. I'm sure I'll have a video up about that. But, yeah. So any questions you guys want to shout out? It could be broad NFL, but, obviously this is mostly a Giants show. So any questions you want to shout out, by all means.
Yeah. You know what I miss, man? I miss the Giants training in Albany.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
16 years they trained up here, and every year, you know how I had the 2 weeks off vacation? I would save it all and go down there. I'd take 3 weeks off and go down to training camp every freaking day. I miss that so much.
That's awesome.
I mean, back in the days of Amani Toomer and Charles Way and Brad DeLuiso and Kerry Collins and even Dave Brown was there back when I was going there, and Danny Cannell and Kent Graham and Herschel Walker. And these guys, that's how long ago it goes back, Gary Brown and Derek Brown, and it's just garbage player, but they were.
You're a Giant fan, though, man.
It was a lot of fun, and I miss them. I remember 2012. I knew it was their last year here, and I soaked it all up. And I remember just sitting there trying to take it all in and just saying, man. I'm like, man, I'm sitting there going, not only is this an NFL football team, this is my favorite NFL football team. And not only is this my favorite NFL football team, this is the Super Bowl champion football team.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the last year they were there. Yeah.
There. And I love to tell this story for those who don't know. I know I've told it to Chris a bunch of times, but Victor Cruz, the nicest guy. Victor Cruz. I remember he was walking over. I was there with my nephew. My little bad dog wasn't born yet. It was me, my wife, and my nephew. And Victor Cruz is walking along the fence, and these women are like, probably 10 feet to my left, and he's walking this way. And the women are like, oh, Victor, do this, also do this. I'm like, oh, God, he's going to walk away. He probably hears that 1,000,000 times. So he just kind of keeps walking off. He doesn't really pay much attention. He gets to me. Signs my mini helmet, which unfortunately was raining so hard that day, like half the autograph ran off the helmet.
Oh, man.
You know what else autograph I got that day, Chris? Ruben Randall.
Oh, he was supposed to be the next Plaxico Burress.
Oh, God. So I get Victor Cruz. I say, hey, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, no problem. The nicest guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Corey Webster comes. And who the hell gives a damn about Corey Webster? Me, because I love the corner. I played corner in high school. I love the secondary guys. Those are my guys. I always try to get pictures and autographs of all the secondary guys. I love the secondary. Or even Prince Mokamura, who was one of the weirdest dudes I ever met in my life. Weird guy. But I try to get everybody. I said to Corey, hey, he signed my helmet. I say, hey, can I get a picture of you? He says, yeah, man. He points. He's like, I got you. He walks away. He don't come back. And then his career was over. He got hurt, and he never played again. You know what was bad? That day we got Terrell Thomas shirts. They were giving away Terrell Thomas shirts.
Yeah.
He was hurt then. He didn't practice. I was like, that was the guy I really wanted. I wanted him to sign my shirt because I love Terrell Thomas.
He was really good before the injury.
Yeah, and Kenny Phillips was another one.
Another guy, Miami, right? He went to Miami.
Yeah, I love these guys. I mean, I did. I really love this secondary. That's why I'm excited about the young secondary, Chris, because I'm a secondary guy. That's what I played in high school. I love the secondary. I mean, I was never a big guy. I was a fast guy, so I was a corner. But I love the hard-hitting safeties. Growing up, it was your Steve Atwaters, you know, your Chuck Cecils, the guys that knocked your Ronnie Lotts.
John Lynch.
Right, John Lynch,
Yeah.
Rock Woodson, guys that killed you.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
I think I saw out of the corner of my eye a question that OneGiantRebuttal asked us. By the way, go subscribe to him. He asked, what do we think is going to be the biggest positional battle in training camp? And I think it's going to be the second cornerback spot.
Yes.
I think it'll be Sam Beal versus, obviously
DeAndre
DeAndre Baker. And I think that'll be the most contested. There's a bunch. There's a lot of good ones, offensive line battles. But that one is I think, what I'm going to have my eyes on the most, that one.
Yeah, I agree. It really is. I mean, what's the offensive line battle? Center?
Well, you got Jalapio and Pulley. And then you also got Wheeler versus Remmers.
That's no contest.
Yeah, I think Remmers is going to get it. But
that's no contest.
Yeah. But the center position, I think, is a battle. But I think it'll be Jalapio.
Afghanistan says, I love Ross Cockrell. From the Steelers, yeah, he was good. No, you know who I loved was J-Ron Hosley. He was one. Oh, God, who was the other guy? There was another one that was just disgraceful. J-Ron Hosley never knew where the hell the ball was. He'd run around the field like this. He sucked so bad. Oh, God, they were so bad. They've been banned for free. They're turning into the Knicks, Chris. It's terrible.
No, they're not even close to the Knicks. I mean,
they're turning into him.
Yeah, hopefully the Knicks turn around this year.
This year, not to get off topic, it's Giants show, but the Knicks. Mark this down right now. June 3rd, 2019. Baddog is telling you right now the Knicks are winning 50 games next year.
I agree with that. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a fun year. Fun couple of years to be a New York sports fan. I think the Giants are turning around. I think the Knicks are going to turn around. My Mets, I don't know, but you're a Yankee fan. You're good there.
Mets and Yankees in the World Series in 2020.
That would be nice. That'd be nice.
And then we'll meet up at the World Series game. Chris,
yes. I'll go to that.
It's so huge that we're going to have sponsors that pay for it.
I'll do it. If the Mets and you have my word. If the Mets and Yankees ever play in the World Series, I will go there with you. I will be at that game.
Let's do it. Yankees might make the World Series this year. They're pretty damn good.
I think right now they're looking like the favorites.
Pretty impressed. All right, let's get some questions.
Yeah, let's get some questions. Let's see. Yankees.
SpermCell says that New York is just entering the dark days. We've been in the dark days.
We've been in the dark days long enough, SpermCell. Long enough. Scott Thomas says, how many shirts you got left?
Scott, I only have medium and large left. I have a lot of larges. We ordered the most larges. I have 12 larges and 9 mediums left. We are working on ordering more extra large and more double XLs. Also, my buddy told me he's got a different design he wants to show me that he's working on another logo, so it should be pretty cool. He's like, I can't wait to show it to you. So, but yeah, I got mediums and larges left. That's about it. I got plenty of both of those.
Let's see what we got here. Question. Speaking of our secondary, what would you guys want in return for Janoris Jenkins? Okay, Rudy. Great question. I think we got to be realistic here. Janoris Jenkins is, I don't even think we'd get that. Look at the return we got for Snacks. I think it would be comparable because of his contract. It's nothing to do with the player himself. I think you're getting like a 5th-round pick for him. Maybe 4th if you're lucky. I mean, obviously, I would love a 3rd, but I think you're getting something similar to what you got for Snacks Harrison, like a 5th round, maybe a 4th round if you're lucky.
Do you think we trade him?
Yeah, I do, unless we're contenders this year. But if we're not contenders, I think at some point this year he will not be a New York Giant, especially with all the young players we have in our secondary.
Yeah. Jeremy says, Baddog, you think the Giants would try being a Jets fan for a year? Can't argue with you, Jeremy. That's a rough one. That's rough. That's rough. No, Cushman, we're not. It's Memorex. This isn't live. It's Memorex, Cushman. Are you off your medication again?
No, this is edited, Cushman. This is edited. Hey guys, how tough is the Giants' schedule? I would say it's a 5 out of 10. I'd say it's right in the middle. I don't think it's super easy, but I definitely don't think it's hard either. I think it's a fair schedule.
Yeah, my man DWG's in the house. He says thumbs up. Yeah, by the way, guys, hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so. And if you have not done so, guys, please go into the description. Sub up this beautiful man right here with the great moss and the great smile. Sub him up, my man, the Entertainah Talking Sports, my brother from another
We'll be on my channel next week. So if you like the show,
we do this every week.
Come on over.
We alternate channels. Please sub him up. Great dude, great content creator. Just an awesome guy. Can't wait to meet this guy at the Jets-Giants game, man.
Same goes for you, man. And MH asked this question like 4 times, so I don't want to forget it. He says, does DeAndre Baker have the potential to be a top 5 cornerback in the league?
Ask Uncle Lou.
Yeah, I would say yes. I'm not going to predict that, but I would say he does have. I like DeAndre Baker a lot. Now, he's not a super freak athlete. That's one thing I will say. And he's not tall, so he doesn't have the measurables, but he's a gamer. And he's a very, very good football player. And those are the types of players I want on my team. I don't want super athletes. I want football players. Right. And that's what DeAndre Baker is. And I like DeAndre Baker a lot. I don't know if he's going to be a top 5 corner, but to say he doesn't have any potential, I would say he does have some potential to be a top 5 corner.
Jedi says, Baddog question, what were your thoughts on Saquon's words about Daniel Jones potentially winning 2 Super Bowls in the future like Eli Manning did? I think it's a little too early to speculate on that. Daniel Jones hasn't even played a snap in the NFL. But, as Chris and I have discussed many times on the show, 2020 is going to be the telling point. I mean, the Giants get surprised this year. Listen, I don't think we're ready to make the playoffs. I don't think we're making the playoffs. But I don't think we're going to be as bad as people think we're going to be.
We're not going to be a doormat.
The Giants are going to win 3 games.
No.
The power rankings have us dead last. Giants had the worst draft and everything else. And they only look at the Daniel Jones. And listen, you guys know. You know for both of us, because both of us were on SI.com because of our reactions, okay? I get it. We were pissed. But that draft pick aside, and I've come around on that because I watched a lot more film on him, okay? So that pick aside, you look at the rest of the draft, we did a really good job. This secondary is going to be really good. And you have your future quarterback. You have the best running back in the league. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Saquon Barkley
he's the best.
In this league.
Yeah, he's the best.
You can tell me Todd Gurley. You can tell me Ezekiel Elliott. You look at their lines rankings. They're both top 6. The Giants were ranked 21st in run blocking, and Saquon Barkley had better numbers than both of those guys. So he's the best. We're building that offensive line. We will have $100 million in cap space to shore everything up next year. 2020 is a telltale sign. You're going to see the Giants start to compete from 2020 forward. It is very possible that, like Eli Manning's 4th year in the league, he went, a third and a half, because he played half a year 2004, 2005, 2006. We won it in 2007. It's very possible that by 2022 this team does win a Super Bowl.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think the Giants are setting it up where they are going to be a very competitive football team for a 4 or 5 year stretch. And I think you're going to start to see that in 2020. I don't care what people tell me. I know people are going to bash a lot of things the Giants have done. I think they're doing it the right way. I think they're building from the line out. Now, Daniel Jones has to perform, but they are setting Daniel Jones up to succeed. And I saw Anthony Davis say wasn't Saquon Barkley a super athlete. I don't know what he was referring to. I was talking about that DeAndre Baker wasn't a super athlete, but that has nothing to do with Saquon Barkley. But yeah, Saquon Barkley is absolutely a super athlete.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley is.
Yeah,
that guy is ridiculous.
Yeah. And then he says, I think Dallas O-line was ranked 16th or so. They were, but that was because of injuries. They had a lot of injuries last year on the offensive line.
The Phillies ace says, Bad Dog and the Entertainah, if the Giants have a tough season, do they shut down Barkley? Well, they didn't shut him down last year, and we had a tough season last year. So I can't say that they do. I mean, if they're 3-12 going into the last game, he probably doesn't play the full game. But again, this guy needs it's his 2nd year, so he needs the reps. He's young. He's still a young guy. The Giants got to ride this guy. It's not like they're gonna sit there and say, well, we're looking 8 years down the road when Saquon Barkley's 30, and oh geez, did we put too many miles on his legs back in 2019? I think that if they're 3-12, he might not play the last game, but I don't think you're going to see lack of carries. If they're 1-7, 2-9, it's not like game 12 they're going to start going, well, we're going to give him 8 carries. I can't see that happening.
Somebody asked what running back. I missed who it was because it went off the chat. But what running back is most comparable to Saquon Barkley, pass running back? That's really hard. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen a running back in my lifetime, and I probably started watching football religiously around 92, 93. I have not seen a running back in my lifetime built the way he is that can move the way he can. Barry Sanders comes to mind when you watch him play, but Barry Sanders was like 5'9", 5'10", and he weighed like, 200 pounds, maybe soaking wet. This guy's 230. He's built like an animal, and he's a better pass catcher than Barry was. Barry was quicker, but...
No, Barry wasn't quicker.
No?
Saquon's quicker. Saquon's quicker. He's
That's
a quick,
crazy. Well, all right, I'll say this. Barry was more elusive. Barry had, even though Saquon's very elusive, but Barry
was impossible. You couldn't tackle him.
Yeah.
He was ridiculous.
But,
you know who I would compare him to? Saquon Barkley. But I think he's faster. LaDainian Tomlinson. That's the guy I'd compare him
Tomlinson was small too, though, wasn't he? I mean, compared to a guy like a Barkley.
Well, he might be. Well, I'm talking not size, perhaps.
Similar type of back.
Right, the ability to, say, I believe he still may hold the record. I'm pretty sure LaDainian Tomlinson holds records for most rushing touchdowns in a year, but he was also a tremendous pass catcher. I don't know how big Tomlinson was. I mean, he was bigger than Marshall Faulk.
Right.
So I think that would be the guy I compare Saquon Barkley that I saw, because LaDainian Tomlinson was a dominant running back and a dominant pass catcher out of the backfield.
Right.
That's why I compare him to Tomlinson. Not so much the size, but I think that he's that type of back for sure.
All right, so he was 5'10", 221. So 6 foot 2.
So he was a thick dude.
He was just a little short. Yeah. But yeah, I see the Barry Sanders comparison, but he's much bigger than Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough to compare him because I've never seen a running back built like him that can move the way he does.
I haven't either.
It's almost unfair.
He's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a guy built like him that can run. That's Adrian Peterson.
Good point.
That's another.
But Peterson wasn't elusive like this guy.
What's that?
He couldn't catch like Barkley.
No, that's what I'm saying. But as far as physical
specimen,
I mean, he's 6'3", 217. Like, running backs aren't 6'3". But
right.
He was stupid. He's the whole reason I'm a Sooners fan, because I never saw a guy like that in my life that was that tall and that big that could run a 4.28 40 and just he was ridiculous. He's probably the most freakish athlete I've ever seen in my life. Maybe outside of Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was special. Right. But Adrian Peterson is ridiculous.
Baddog, if we get the first overall pick, do we pull a... No, I don't think so, Big Blue for Life, but I'll let you answer that question.
What was that? I'm sorry.
If we get the first overall pick, do we draft a quarterback? Big Blue for Life.
No, they're not drafting a quarterback.
Yeah.
They won't do that.
No.
I see Clocks is in the house.
Yeah, Clocks is awesome.
Clocks. I haven't seen my man Clocks in a while. What's going on, Clocks?
Which undrafted free agent do you think will most likely make the roster? I think White or C.J. Conrad. I think Reggie White Jr. has a really good chance because the Giants kind of need that tall wide receiver. And he's performed pretty well at OTAs from everything I've read. So I think he certainly has a chance.
I'm pretty worried because his next one must be better than Haskins. Well, he just took it back. I was going to say they play different positions, so I'm not sure.
I agree with you, Clocks. I think he is the best running back ever, Barry Sanders.
Barry, yes, I agree. I say that all the time. West Coast says, what's your confidence level in Dave Gettleman on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm still going to give him a 7. People are always down on Dave Gettleman, and all I ever say about Dave... Now, granted, listen, I told you, that number 6 pick pissed me off. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, I liked it because I didn't. But like I said, I'm coming around to it. He's our quarterback of the future. So I got to deal with it one way or the other. He's better than I thought he was. He's more athletic than I thought he was. His arm strength is getting better, so that makes me very happy to hear that. I still don't like taking a guy 6th overall when you're 5-11 that ain't going to make an impact this year. But Gettleman took a freaking Panthers team that was 6-10, and in 2 years he had him in the Super Bowl. He must know something.
He had something to do with that. And Rudy asked a good question there. He said, what was a bigger improvement this offseason, the secondary or the offensive line? And both are vastly improved. Just by bringing in Zeitler alone, and obviously you figure Hernandez and Solder are going to be better on that left side. And Remmers, of course, on the right tackle position. But the secondary, to me, I would go secondary.
Big difference.
Yeah, I would go second, but it's close. Both are vastly improved. And if we're going to be competitive this year, it's going to be because of both of those units. Because of the secondary and because of the improved offensive line. And for this Giants team to be successful this year, it is going to be they're going to have to do what the Cowboys do. They're going to have to ground and pound and use that offensive line as a strength and win the time of possession. That way, at the end of games, our defense is fresh and can get after the quarterback. Something we haven't been able to do for years. And that's how the Giants will win this year if they can win. It will be because of those strengths.
Agreed. Here's a good question from DWG. And maybe we should think about this when we do this. When we do this show, maybe we should take 10 minutes to do this. He says, "Will you guys do a fantasy report? Players could always use the help."
I love that. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Yeah, definitely do that.
That's actually a really good idea. I think when the football season starts, maybe we should take a 10.
I would be all for doing like a joint channel, whatever, on this show, fantasy draft with some of our subscribers. I would do something like that if people wanted to do that.
Yeah. Oh, I see Isaiah's in the house.
Isaiah's awesome.
I love him. He's the best. He says, I want us all to hug and make a chocolate s'more. Guys, you beautiful black sons of bitches. Oh, man. You're the best, Isaiah, man.
Isaiah's the man.
The phone call today, too, man. That was awesome. That was awesome.
I agree with that, Marley Marr. He says we need better linebackers. Our division is all young, mobile quarterbacks. You need guys that kick. You're absolutely right about that.
Well. We got 2 mobile quarterbacks. Dwayne Haskins is.
He's right. Yeah, Dwayne Haskins is not mobile. Yeah.
Mobile. Not at all. He is less mobile than Eli.
But
less mobile. He's slower than Eli.
I will say Dexter Lawrence. I kind of understand the pick, even though I would have preferred Sweat there. I would have preferred that outside. I do like Dexter Lawrence, though. He's very good. But I think the reason they drafted him is because of our division. Look at who we play. We play teams that run the football, specifically the Dallas Cowboys with Ezekiel Elliott. And we saw the effect that Snacks Harrison had in 2016. Cowboys lost 3 games that year, 2 to the Giants, and Snacks Harrison was the biggest reason why.
You think so? Because I mentioned this. I know you were talking about that earlier. Definitely a big reason why.
Yeah.
But I think Janoris Jenkins was a huge
reason. Jenkins shut down Des Bryant. That's a very good point.
Yeah, Des Bryant had 1 catch in the 2 games.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
He had 2 catches, and one of them he fumbled. The last game we played him, he fumbled in a big spot.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But if you remember, Zeke tore everybody up that year. In the 2 games he played the Giants, I don't think he had 100 yards.
He did. He had a big first half. The second game. First game he had 20 carries, 51 yards. Second game he had a big first half. And then the second half, dude, he had like 8 yards rushing.
Yeah, maybe that's
it. He had 100 yards in the first half, and then he did nothing.
And I thought Snacks was the biggest reason for that. That in 2016.
Quick couple questions. Carlos Rodriguez says best rivalry in NFC East history. I think it's got to be Giants Eagles.
Yeah, Giants Eagles. I mean, Cowboys Redskins is a very famous one too. But I go
The Cowboys kill the Redskins. I mean, the Eagles have won us lately, but if you look at the records, the Giants and Eagles they're exactly the same. Maybe the Eagles have one more win than us.
I think they're tied, if I'm not mistaken.
Very close.
I think they're tied.
You're lying because Ron Effect said the Giants will go 17-0 win the Super Bowl. Well, the Giants can't go 17-0 at any point in the season. They'd either be 18-0 going to the Super Bowl or they'd be 16-0 going to the playoffs. So that's BS.
Do you think Janoris Jenkins will be gone halfway through the season or will make it through? Michael, I think if the Giants are competitive, they'll play throughout. If they're not, he will be traded. And there's no reason to keep him if they're not competitive because you have a very, very strong secondary that's very young, and there's no reason to keep him next year. I think that you want those guys to get better. You drafted those guys for a reason, and Jenkins is going to be making, $15 million? That money could be used better elsewhere. So I think they will trade him this year if they're not a good football team. I'd be shocked if they didn't.
Jedi says, Baddog and Entertainah, who do you think will be the X factor on defense? Me, it's Lorenzo Carter. I think that's the X factor.
Lorenzo Carter, Jabril Peppers could certainly be an X factor. That second corner, DeAndre. There's a lot of guys, but the pass rusher will certainly. Dexter Lawrence could be a big part of this defense too. There's a lot of guys that could be that X factor. But yeah, Lorenzo Carter could certainly take a huge step forward this year.
Noah Kale says I roasted Haskins 40 times. What now? I still probably could beat him now. I mean, in my prime, I ran a 4.48 40. I mean, I used to be able to. I could fly when I was a kid. I ran track. I mean, I was a sprinter, so I could fly. But even now at 43, I probably could beat a sub 5.40.
Okay, Rudy's got a good question here. He says, of the games we are big underdogs, Patriots, Vikings, Packers, etc., where do you think the biggest chance for an upset would be?
Packers.
I would say the Vikings, but I definitely not the Patriots because it's.
Well, you know what? It depends on where we play them, Rudy.
They're both at home. Packers are at home, and the Vikings are at home. Patriots are on the road.
I agree with you. I think I knew we were playing the Packers, so I wasn't sure about Minnesota. I agree with you because we own Kirk Cousins' ass.
Yeah,
we own Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'll go Vikings week 5. And the Patriots, even though we traditionally do very well against them, it's in New England. I don't. That's a tough one for us to win. Michael Moscow says, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think the X-Man is getting the love he should be getting. I see him being a stud. He certainly could be a stud, but It's hard. I mean, I could see him having a role like Lorenzo Carter last year. He's a third-round pick. I don't think he will start from the start of the season, and they'll break him in. But everything you see about that guy, read about that guy, people like him. They say he's much like DeAndre Baker, not a supreme athlete, not a guy that's going to kill you with his speed, his height, his strength, his measurables, but he's a good football player, and that's all you hear about those guys. And that's what the Giants did in this draft. They drafted good football players, not good athletes. Good, not that they're bad athletes, but they went for good football players.
Yeah, and I was going to say, you want football players. There's a bunch of, I mean, you can look at all the athletes in the world, and most of them suck. I mean, John Ross went 9th overall because the guy ran a 4.2240. Okay, John Ross sucks. You know who wasn't a big, strong, fast guy that was one of the best players ever? Mike Singletary. That guy was undersized. He was slow as hell. He's one of the best linebackers ever play the game.
Jerry Rice wasn't a supreme athlete.
Jerry Rice wasn't a supreme athlete either. No, he was a hard worker.
Yeah.
And he killed it. I mean, the guy went 17th. If you're a supreme athlete, you're not falling to 17th.
Right.
You're not playing at Mississippi Valley State. So
he's just a hard worker, like you said.
You want guys that have heart. You want guys that work hard. You want football players.
Yeah.
That's what Bill Parcells used to say. I want football players. I want football players. You don't need to be a great athlete to be a great football player.
Yeah.
You know, but you can be a great athlete and not be a great football player.
You definitely can. Now the best is to get both.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's your
yeah. Or Lawrence Taylor. They need to cap. All right. He says Clock says the NFL to improve, they need to cap every position as a percentage of cap, not cap the team. A quarterback is crap without an offensive line, receivers, etc. This is not baseball where a pitcher dominates. I'm trying to understand. I read it quickly.
That would be. I think he's talking about there should be a
salary cap for each individual position.
Each position. I think that'd be really tough.
That's very complicated.
That would be difficult because that's the bargaining agreement. They would never go.
One thing I've always said though, running backs. Think about running backs. Their biggest value, and they get screwed, running backs, because when they hit the open market for their big contract, nobody wants to sign them because they know that they're worn down. Running backs, I think, I don't know how they would be able to do this, but running backs, their biggest value is when they first start. Yeah. I think they should make it where running backs could get a big contract from the beginning because by the time they turn 25, 26, nobody wants to sign those guys to long deals.
Yeah, because the running back is probably that's probably the quickest position that runs out.
Yeah.
Because that is based on a lot of speed. You don't get faster as you get older. I know that from experience. It doesn't happen. You don't move. You slow down. And a running back's ability, it's not even his 40 time, which who cares? For me, 40 times, that's something people look at all the time. But you want to look at that 10-yard sprint. That's what you want to see, the 10 yards. Just like you want to see the cone drills with these defensive linemen. Their straight or 40 speed don't matter in alignment. You want to see those splits.
Right.
You want to see that 10 because a running back, it don't matter his 40 speed. Okay,
it's his burst. It's his quickness. Yeah.
Right. That's sexy when he's out in the open. But he can't get out in the open if he can't hit that damn hole.
Right.
That's what you want. The guy that bang, he's through the hole. That's what you want. You want your Saquon Barkley that runs the 4.40 and explodes through the hole.
Right.
Those are your guys that become your 1,500-yard backs a year.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah, Big Blue Low, no doubt about it. Do we see Barkley having a monster year? 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see.
Sam Darnold is the next Andy Dalton, says Marley. Am I crazy, or do you guys see it too? I think Sam Darnold will be lucky to be as good as Andy Dalton. No. I haven't ripped Sam Darnold in a long time. I had to do it. Darnold will be better than Andy Dalton.
Robert Smith and me completely agree. The Packers, to me, are my sleeper team this year, Robert Smith. I think people are sleeping on them. I think you're completely right. And to go back to the Sam Darnold thing, I'm a Sam Darnold guy. I don't know if he's going to be a great quarterback, but I think Sam Darnold is going to be a very good quarterback. I wanted Barkley, though, for the Giants, but I do think Sam Darnold will be a good quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Redskins have 3 ex-Giants on their team, Flowers, Collins, and DRC. Wow, I didn't even know DRC was still in the league. They can have Eric Flowers, and they certainly overpaid Landon Collins, so have fun with those guys. Love is a steal in the fourth, says Carlos Rodriguez. Yes, he is. The Packers, they picked up Amos. That was one guy we
wanted. The Packers picked up Zadarius Smith. They picked up Preston Smith. They picked up Amos. They picked up, they had 2 first-round picks. They got Rashawn Gary with the 12th overall selection. They really focused on the defense. The one thing I will say, they didn't get Rodgers another weapon. which he probably could have used. Obviously, he's got one really good weapon there, but he could have used
Aaron Jones is a good running back. I mean, great running back.
Yeah, but they really improved that defense. And I just think Aaron Rodgers this year, I don't know, I got a feeling. I think he's going to come out pissed and ready to prove something this year.
I'm worried about his health.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he's old. I mean, it's not like Aaron Rodgers is a spring chicken. I mean, this is his 14th year in the league. Or 15th year. He was drafted in 05. So it's not like this guy's...
That's crazy.
27.
You forget that because he sat out for 3 years.
15th year in the league. He was drafted in 05.
That's crazy.
15th year in the league.
That came up fast.
So, I mean, he's what? 36, 37?
Yeah. I just think he's going to have one big year this year. I really do. I think he's going to have a big year. But we'll see.
He could.
Yeah.
He could.
Bears. I agree with you, Takeem. The one team in the NFC that I think could disappoint is the Bears. I agree with you.
I don't know if you were in the Sports Critic stream last night. I don't think you were. When I was done streaming the game, I went over to their chat for a little bit, and I was telling Josh, because he's talking about kicking the shit out of the NFC East. I go, dude, you are losing 3 games. I said, you're losing to the Eagles, you're losing to the Cowboys, and you're losing to the Giants. And he's like, oh, we're going to take revenge. I said, the Bears are taking a big step back. He goes, you and the Entertainah saying this. What is with this? He goes, I can't wait. I'm like, you are taking it, but you lost a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
They don't understand they lost a lot of pieces.
They lost half their secondary, and they didn't have a pick till the 3rd round.
Right. And they lost Jordan Howard. Now, I forgot what running back he said that they got. He thinks he's going to be better than Jordan Howard, but I don't. Jordan Howard is pretty damn good. And I don't believe in Mitch Trubisky. Yeah. And, I mean, yes, the Trevathan and Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd, they're awesome. But I don't know. I think they take a step back. They're going to have a first-place schedule, and they're going to take a step back. I
got them winning 8 games this year.
I had them at 9. I said 7. Yeah. But losing to us. We beat them last year.
I hope we beat them again. You think Daniel Jones will start if we go to... Yeah, I do. If we're 2-5, maybe not. Maybe 2-6. I think it's smartest to wait for the bye to give him that 2 weeks.
Agreed. Yeah, because then he'll have reps with the first team throughout the bye week and everything else. So I agree. I think that week 11, it'll depend on where we are in week 10. If we're 3-7, he's starting. If we're 2-8, he's starting. If we're 5-5, I don't think he starts.
Yeah. It would be tough to sell. It would be tough to sell at 5-5 to bench Eli, but I mean the fan base wouldn't be that upset. It seems like half the fan base wants Daniel Jones now. But do you think Adderley and James is a deadly duo for us? Adderley, Chris Sonor, I thought was the best safety in this year's draft. And Derwin James is great. So I think that's going to be a very good combination for the Chargers. Where does Saquon belong in the top 100? I mean, it's after 1 year, so I don't want to jump the gun, but definitely top 30. I
was going to say, for Saquon?
Yeah.
Because of the team builder, I would say 10th.
Yeah. I hope. I would rank him that high, but I don't want to sound too biased.
I don't think it's biased. I think he's 10th. I think he's the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
I think he should be ranked higher than every other running back in the league.
Oh, so I agree with that. Yeah.
Who's going to be ahead of him? A couple of quarterbacks and some wide receivers and a defensive player? Or a couple of defensive players? I think he should be top 10. I honestly do. Brady Carlos says, how far do you think the Cowboys go in the playoffs? They lose their first game. That's my opinion. I think they lose the first game. Like they did last. Well, they might win a game. Depends. I mean, it depends on who they're playing.
What do we got here? Clock just asked you a question. He says, do you honestly think if Tom Brady took $35 million, the Pats would win as they do? Jordan signed a Nike deal, but took... No, that's a great point, Clocks. Tom Brady's always been known to take...
He don't need the money.
Yeah, it's a good point.
His wife makes 1,000,000 times more than he does. And no, I don't... Clocks, and I'm sure Chris will agree, he can answer after me, but no, I don't think if Brady took $35 million, they'd win as they do. I think they win as they do because he doesn't. We've talked about this a lot of times, that you give all that money to a quarterback, it's hard to build pieces around him because you can't re-sign everybody.
Yeah.
Most of these teams that win Super Bowls win it with the quarterback having a rookie contract. You look at Russell Wilson, the Cowboys are really good because Dak Prescott's on that rookie contract. The Eagles with Carson Wentz is on the rookie contract. The Giants won one with Eli Manning on the rookie contract. So, and then, of course, the Patriots win them all. Brady's on the rookie contract, but he doesn't take $35 million a year. Aaron Rodgers has won one. Drew Brees has won one. You know, these are some of the greatest quarterbacks ever. And Ben Roethlisberger, he won one on his rookie contract.
Right. Russell Wilson run on a rookie contract.
Right. I think he was the first guy I mentioned.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah, I missed it. Yeah.
Roethlisberger won in 05 and 08, so he might have been on his rookie contract in 08. He had to be, right? Because he was drafted in 04, so he won 2 on his rookie contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they haven't won since, correct?
They have not won since.
It's the Packers. But
no, they have not won since. What did somebody just? I missed it. Somebody asked a question. Freaking cannolis in there as Joe Let's brought out the cannolis. Tampa Bay gonna win 11. I disagree. I don't think Tampa Bay is gonna be that good this year. They lost.
And they don't improve their defense. Their defense was awful.
And they lost and they lost their offensive coordinator, who I think had a lot to do with how good that offense played last year. They lost Deshaun Jackson, right? I don't know. If you draft well, you will never have a problem making the playoffs unless your quarterback O-line is. So I agree, Carlos Rodriguez. Like any sport, you need to draft well.
Yeah. Who am I fighting? The first cannoli teddy bear or freaking veal palm biceps? You can be Brady if you have 3 seconds to throw, no receivers to throw. It doesn't matter how good you are. Spread the money. Well, Brady has a lot of time to throw, but Brady knows where to throw. That's the whole thing. And again, you can build a line around Brady. You look at the Patriots. My brother-in-laws and I were talking about this yesterday, or Sunday. Yeah, yesterday. They're militant in the way they do things.
Yes, everybody buys it.
The interchangeable parts of the Patriots, if it doesn't matter who they plug in. Gronkowski's gone. That doesn't matter. They'll still be great. Because whoever takes Gronkowski's spot may not be as good as Gronkowski, but he will contribute enough to where it doesn't.
And I think a lot of that has to do with Belichick.
It does. It's all Belichick. It's all Belichick.
He has that. He gets those players to buy in. People are willing to sacrifice their numbers for the betterment of the team, and that's a testament to Belichick. Because not a lot of people can get their players to do that, but he does.
Yeah.
Q-Dog says, if Daniel Jones shows out in the preseason, should that determine him playing sooner than later? Q-Dog, I like I said earlier, I think Eli could have the worst preseason in the world. I think he's going to start the year. But if Eli plays really bad early in the season and Daniel Jones does show out well in preseason, I could see him taking over by week 4 or so. If Eli's playing really bad, I could see that. That wouldn't shock me if they're like 0-3 and Eli's throwing tons of picks. I could see it.
Yeah. West Coast is, what's your patience level of Daniel Jones to find success given the reaction to the pick? 3 years. I think you got to give him the first year to get acclimated to the speed of the NFL. I think you got to get him acclimated to taking first-team reps and everything else. I think that's the first year for a rookie quarterback is very tough.
The playbook, everything.
The second year is even tougher because everyone has film on you. So no matter how good or bad you are your rookie season, your second year, everybody's got film on you. Everybody can make adjustments. Everybody knows your game plan. Everybody knows what you're doing. Everyone knows your strengths and weaknesses. Second year is very, very tough. You'll see a lot of quarterbacks will succeed in their second year, which tells you that the quarterback can play in this league, and some will be really bad. And then the third year, I think at that point you know what you have.
Right.
Because I think the first 2 years it can go either way. You look at Jared Goff. He was horrible his rookie year, great his second year, his third year. So Jared Goff to me is going to be He's got a ton of weapons around him. Jared Goff is an quarterback. You look at Carson Wentz, bad his rookie season, great his second season, and then he's been injured.
Right.
Dak Prescott. First season, great. Second season, he was okay. Third season, he was okay. Dak Prescott's okay. That's kind of how I look at it.
I agree.
By his third season has to be very good. Picked 6th overall.
One thing I will say though is Eli didn't really take off until obviously that playoff was where he really started to take off in 2007. By 2008, 2008 was really when he really took a huge step forward.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm saying he was kind of just like a mediocre quarterback until that 2007 playoff stretch, and that kind of propelled him forward after that.
What I was going to say is Kevin Gilbride's system had Eli throwing a lot of interceptions because Kevin Gilbride was throw the ball deep down the field. You notice when Ben McAdoo became the offensive coordinator, Eli Manning had the 2 best statistical seasons of his career. Now, Odell Beckham had a lot to do with that.
No, you're absolutely right. All short slants.
Yep, and it was get the ball out of his hand, quick shorts, and you watch his completion percentage went from high 50, 59, 60, low 60% to 65, 66%.
Yeah.
So the game plan has a lot to do with it as well. And I think that was a reason that Eli Manning did struggle. Not that he's the most accurate guy anyway, but I believe that that's.
I agree with you. Gilbride's system was a lot of big plays, and it was a lot of. I remember that there was a lot of times where Eli wouldn't know the route that the wide receiver was going to run. A lot of the system was built on anticipation, right? Where the wide receiver could run 3 different routes, and Eli would have to read where the wide receiver was going to be.
Do we still have that? Because I swear to God, I'll see. He's been in the league 16, 17 years now, and I still see the damn interception, the miscommunication with the wide receiver. I'm like, how the hell can he constantly have miscommunication? He's been in the freaking league 17 years. Come on. He can't constantly. Oh, I thought you were going this way. You zigged when you should have zagged.
Right,
Come on.
right. He's too old now. Yeah, no, he's definitely on his back legs. We all recognize that. Odell is still a good. Of course, Odell's still a good wide receiver.
Yeah, definely, without a doubt. Odell Beckham should have a great year this year. He's got Mayfield. They got a good running game. They got Jarvis Landry on the other side. Listen, when one of my buddies is going to Vegas, tell him to throw $50 and make him. He's 35-1. I don't bet like that.
Those are good odds.
But 35 to win, $50 to win, $17.50. I'm taking a shot at Baker Mayfield winning the MVP this year. I am.
What's going on, Kendra?
Oh, Kendra's in the house. What's up, Kendra? How you doing? Afghanistan says go easy on Eli. Carlos Rodriguez says 86 Giants versus 07 Patriots. 86 Giants are destroying the 07 Patriots. The 07 Giants beat the hell out of the 07 Patriots. What the hell would Lawrence Taylor have done to
That's the greatest Giants team of all time.
Tom Brady wouldn't have finished that game if Lawrence Taylor got a hold of his ass.
Giants-Redskins rivalry is back after this. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Obviously with Haskins and, obviously Landon Collins going over there, that is certainly going to add spice to that rivalry.
Yeah, without a doubt. It should be good. I mean, growing up, when I was growing up, there was the Redskins and Giants. They dominated this division. I started watching them I started watching them in 84. And both of those teams are great. The Eagles were horrible. And the Eagles became pretty good, but they never won a playoff game. I don't think the Eagles won a playoff game after 1981, if I'm not mistaken. After 1980. I don't think they won a playoff game in the 80s. After 1980. They made the Super Bowl in 1980. They lost to the Giants in 81. I don't think they ever won a playoff game in the 80s after 1980.
They were not a good team when I was young. I remember that. And then
the Cowboys were horrible in the late 80s.
Then when they got McNabb, that's when they started to get good. The Eagles.
If you're going to see the Giants and Skins here in a couple of years, it's going to be those two teams in the top of this division.
I agree. Seems like we always beat the Skins the second time. Stealth, I think we're 101-69, something like that. We have a commanding edge on them historically.
Well, when I did the Landon Collins video, I mentioned that Landon Collins is talking a lot of crap, and granted, he hasn't been with the Redskins until this year. But the Giants have not been good the last 7 years, and we know that. The Redskins have beaten the Giants 8 times in the last 16 years. The Giants are 24-8 against Redskins since 2003. Okay, we kick their ass. 2016, perfect example. We had nothing to play for, nothing. We couldn't be better. We couldn't be worse than playoffs. We were locked in to the number 5 seed or wherever we were. We couldn't get better than that, and we didn't play. We played our defense. We didn't play our offense. And the Redskins were playing for the playoff lives. If they won, winning, you're in. And we beat them 10-7. They can't be. We won 5 games last year. We beat their ass 40-16. We won 3 games in 2017. One of them was against Washington.
We own them. Yeah, we own them.
Like the Eagles own us.
Yeah, unfortunately. Eli has been on a victory lap for 5 years. We can't go any easier. It's time for him to turn the team over the right way. Teach the kid, DJ, try to make something I agree, Don. What great, you put it perfectly. Do you think Eli's career would be looked at differently if Burris and Reese didn't screw us? Reese certainly affected Eli Manning's career. The way he drafted, they could not give him an offensive line. And Burris, of course, shoot him in the leg. Now, I always like to throw this out there. I do think the Giants would have won that Super Bowl had Burris not shot himself in the leg.
We win that easily. You talk about 86 being the best team?
Yeah.
And I was young, granted, okay, but I was old enough to remember the 86 Giants. The 08 Giants are the best Giants team I ever saw in my life.
But one thing I will say, one thing I always say to that, to just play hypothetical, I don't know if they win the 2011 Super Bowl if Burris doesn't shoot himself in the leg, because it's very possible Victor Cruz never becomes a Giant. And Victor Cruz was one of the driving forces behind that 2011 team to just make the playoffs. So you could look at it, from a positive standpoint in that aspect. They might not have won had Burr still been on the Giants.
Right, because Burrs was undrafted. Or I'm sorry, Cruz was undrafted.
Right.
I think he was undrafted. He was really late if he wasn't. I think he was an undrafted free agent from UMass. So he might not have been there. But then again, Burrs might not have been there. I mean, who knows?
Right.
But oh wait, we win.
We win. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
So this is a difference. In '86, the Giants' defense was stupid good. You had Lawrence Taylor, who was the greatest defensive player in the history of football. In '86, he won the MVP. Okay, he was the first player since 1971 to do that. He was Defensive Player of the Year. He had 20.5 sacks. He killed everybody. But you had Carl Banks. Carl Banks is one of the best freaking run defensive linebackers on that team. He had Harry Carson, who was a Hall of Famer. He had Leonard Marshall, who was one of the most underrated pass rusher defensive ends of all time. You had a very good, very incredible defense. But that offense wasn't good. Phil Simms had a bad year. I think he threw 21 touchdowns, 22 picks. He sucked. We won a lot of close games in the regular season. We were down 17-0 to the Saints, came back to win. Down 17-0 to the 49ers, came back to win. Beat the Cowboys 17-14. Beat the Vikings on a last-minute field goal. Granted, we had a very tough schedule, but they won a lot of close games, got really hot in the playoffs. That 2008 Giants team,
they were dominating.
Mauled people. They averaged 160 yards rushing on the ground. They were top 5 in offense and defense.
Remember that Raven game?
We crushed Ravens.
And that Raven defense was really good. We ran for like 270 yards or something stupid.
Yes.
We jammed it down their throat.
Later in the year, we were fighting for the number 1 overall position in the NFC. We ran for over 300 yards against the Panthers. Okay, Earth, Wind, and Fire that year. Jacobs and Ward both went for over 1,000 yards. The Giants averaged more than 5 yards a carry on the ground as a team.
Yeah.
And they had, Michael Strand was, I'm sorry, they had Tuck, they had Ewan Yoren, they had Kiwanuka, they had a great second.
The NASCAR package.
That team was freaking stacked.
Yeah, that was the best Giant team we've had.
Winning the Super Bowl.
Since I've been watching, that was the best Giant team we've had.
It pisses me off, Chris. We should have had a dynasty. Because 2009, we started off 5-0. We could have won that. In 2010, we were 10-6 and lost that stupid game to Philly, that stupid Miracle in the Meadowlands Part 2.
Oh, God.
We were good with Albert.
But you look at that, though. You look at the way we go back to the way the Giants built the team. With all those heartaches, the Giants were in the hunt from 2005 to 2011. So we had a 2012. Yeah. So a 7 or 8 year stretch, and that is what I think we're building now, where I think they could have a 5 to 8 year stretch where they could be a very competitive football team and give them a chance to win a couple of Super Bowls.
We were really good. We were a really good team for 8 years. I mean, we were competitive every year. We had a chance to win the Super Bowl every year. That's why I feel like, oh, Eli sucks. I'm like, he didn't suck when we had a really good team around. I mean, it's hard to win when your team is garbage around.
Right.
You.
Especially where
QC says, nice shirt, man. Like, well, I am sending one of these to you tomorrow, QC. Now that I know you need a large, and this is a large. This won't be your shirt, but I will be sending that out to you tomorrow, sir. And again, thank you for purchasing it. I appreciate it.
Delano, I got to go 2007. The second Super Bowl we won, that Giant team was not very good.
No, we weren't. We were dead last in rushing and 30th in defense.
Yeah, we got hot in the playoffs, and Eli carried us that year. But as a team, the 2007 team, the offensive line was really good. The pass rush was excellent with Strahan and
secondary was good too.
The 2007, the 2008 team, like we said, was a better team, but the 2007 team was very, very good. They were much better than their 10-6 record. They started off 0-2 that year, was it, or was it 0-3? I don't remember.
0-2, and we were down 17-0.
Right, and then we beat the Redskins, and then the last game of the season.
2011, we started off 6-2, and then we lost a few games. We won that big one in Dallas. That was when JPP blocked it with that. To me, 2011 season, that game in Dallas, that told me everything I ever need. You want to talk about making a player all of a sudden go into my top 5 all-time Giants? That game by Eli Manning, we were down 34-22 with 4 minutes to go, and Eli Manning brought us back.
Unbelievable.
With huge touchdown drives, and the Cowboys had a chance to tie it at the end. And I'll never forget Tony Romo missed a wide open.
Oh, he overthrew him by 10 yards?
But Eli Manning was the whole reason. Against the Patriots, we were down at the end of the game. We were down 2017. Eli Manning drove us down the length of the field and scored the game-winning touchdown to Jake Ballard in New England.
Oh, yeah.
2011, Eli Manning got no love and no consideration for the damn MVP.
Should have won it.
He was the MVP that year, threw for almost 5,000 yards with no running game.
He was unbelievable. Unbelievable. But you know what I knew?
San Fran, Chris, that was it for me. When he got his ass kicked,
I loved him forever, yeah.
Over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers.
Yeah.
58 times, he got knocked down probably 30 times.
But you know what I knew that Eli Manning had it in terms of that clutch factor, in terms of that come from behind factor? 2005. Philadelphia Eagles. What was that?
The overtime game?
Yeah. They were down, what were they down by? Like 17 points or something going into the fourth quarter, and he was money. And I remember watching that game, and I was young at the time. Was that 14 years ago? So I was like 20 almost, 18, 19. And
rub it in, Chris. I was 30, right?
And I just remember watching that game and being like, this guy's got it. This guy's got something in his veins that this guy's going to be a clutch quarterback. And I remember watching that, and I remember saying we got something special. That day is when I bought into Eli Manning.
Yeah. But that, I'll tell you, though, the signature career moment outside of the Super Bowls, obviously, that game at San Fran, man. You want to talk about a freaking quarterback's toughness? People can say whatever they want about Eli. I'm ready to move on from Eli. People can say I hate on him. I've got that a lot. I don't hate Eli. I freaking love Eli. He's one of my favorite Giants of all time. But that 2011 season, but that game in San Francisco, they had one of the best defenses in the league. Like I said, go back and watch. If you guys haven't watched that game, I can guarantee you can find it on YouTube because it's probably on NFL.com or whatever they have, NFL football, whatever it is. You can find that game. Watch him get the shit beat out.
He got killed.
And he doesn't care. He gets up. You don't see him yelling at the offensive line. You don't see him. All you see him do is get up and go, okay, I'll pick the dirt out of my head. Up, throw a touchdown to Mario Manningham. Up, I'm just going to keep throwing it. Keep throwing it.
And I remember watching, I had the same exact thing, and it's just so funny that everybody saw that. Because when you watch a football game, a lot of times you don't really, pick up on that. But I remember watching that game with my friends at my friend's house, and I remember thinking the same exact thing. I'm watching the game, and I started to cringe every time Eli Manning would drop back because I knew he was going to get crushed. I don't know how many times he got hit in that game, but it felt like 40. And every time he dropped back, even when he got the ball, he was getting hit. And he was so tough that game.
They had Patrick Willis. They had Navarro Bowman. Their defense was stupid.
Yeah.
And he threw for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he brought him back.
And he just stood. He never threw off his back foot. He always stood in the pocket. He always was willing to take that hit, and he was incredible. You're absolutely right. That is his signature game. But that Green Bay Packer game in the frozen tundra is pretty good too.
Steel 58 says Eli Manning beats Michael Vick's rushing record this year. Put that in the books. I don't know what book we're putting that in, Steel 58, but I can't see that happening.
What odds do you think you get in Vegas if you bet that?
I think you can have odds for that one. I think Eli's longest run of his career is like 13 yards or something.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Steve, I'll take Eli Manning every freaking day, twice on Sundays over Michael Vick. Every day. Give me Eli Manning over Michael Vick at any point in any of their careers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm just asking him a question. Which rookie do you think will make the biggest impact for the Giants? I got DeAndre Baker.
I got him too.
Yeah.
I think DeAndre Baker could win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Lawrence could, though. Lawrence could have the biggest impact. But I'll go DeAndre Baker.
They're also saying Conley's doing really well in OTAs.
Yes, a lot of people think he could get that second middle linebacker position.
I mean, a lot of people are very high on Ryan Conley. And again, I mean, it's hard to say now because, again, we're in shorts and T-shirts, and I think they're going to say everybody looks well. But maybe they won't because they're saying Eli looks like garbage in OTAs.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't say everybody looks great in OTAs.
I think the media is trying to drive up that quarterback debate. You know.
Yeah, so too. I think so too. I like I said, I don't think you're ever going to hear somebody. Well, they look like crap in OT. I don't think you're ever going to hear that. I think the news right now is going to be positive for every team, and I know that's what happens to a lot of fans. They get really optimistic. Oh God, this guy looks good. This guy looks good. Oh, this guy could be really good because that's all you read with the Giants stuff. They're not going to say this guy stinks. They say he could fight for this. Corey Coleman could have a career season. You know, look at Ryan Conley. This guy could be great. DeAndre Baker, blah blah blah. I do think DeAndre Baker is going to be great, but.
You don't really get really till week 1. That's when you really.
I really honestly I think you can tell in preseason. Yeah. I know the whole playbook's not there, but I think you can see how well the team gels. I think you can take a look at how they do, and to me, I always look at the offensive line in the preseason. I think that's the most telling thing to me. I never look at the scores. I look at the way the guys play.
Of course, there's no point in looking at the scores in preseason.
Some guys will though. Some guys will talk crap to you. Oh, Giants lost it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Watch football.
Yeah, I don't care about you go 0-4 in preseason.
What did Entertainah say in that Texas Georgia game? I don't know football.
Get the hell out of my stream. Not one person addressed the multiple drops in 2016 Green Bay. Richard, we talk about that a lot. The boat trip game. Odell Beckham dropped. It seemed like 10 balls in that
Sterling
game.
Shepard, Victor Cruz.
Yeah.
Well, no, Victor Cruz played well, but Sterling Shepard dropped a touchdown. It's funny that his name is Richard Botch because we botched a lot. The Giants should about 20-0 in that Packers game. We kicked their ass in that first half.
That game was
kicked their ass.
And then the Hail Mary crippled us. But that defense was shutting them down. And the Giants just couldn't get anything going because of all the drop balls.
Yep. And then the second half, I think what happened in the second half of that game was you just saw a defense that was exhausted from the entire season. Because the Giants rode that because our offense was garbage. Garbage.
Oh, it was awful that year. And the funny thing is the year before, it was the opposite.
It was so amazing.
Yeah.
That's why 2016 I'm sitting there every week, Chris, I would do a video. Okay. I don't think you weren't on YouTube in 2016. Every week I do a video talking about this is the week the Giants are going to put together. This is the week the Giants are going to, because they had so much freaking talent. I'm like, this is the week. Again, they were so good in 2015. This is the week. And they're going to go with and the Giants are going to explode. And I remember the game against the Redskins, week 3. We lost. We lost 29-27, but we were up 21-9 early in the second quarter. And I'm thinking to myself, and I remember this too. I remember this like it was yesterday because my power went out. So I couldn't watch it. I'm listening to it on the phone. Thank you so much for the super chat, David from Colorado. Really appreciate it, brother. Dilly, man. He says, what's up, everybody? I really appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But I was listening to it on my phone through my local radio station. I'm listening to Carl Banks, Bob Poppin. The Giants are just kicking their ass. And they ended up losing it. But I remember saying, we're going forward from here. The offense is going to take off. It never did. It never took off. In Cleveland, we couldn't do a damn thing against Cleveland.
Was that 9-6 that game, Cleveland?
No. I think we ended up winning. We ended up winning by more than a touchdown as well. I think it was the only game we did win by more.
There was one game that year.
But JPP had it like I don't even remember the Cleveland quarterback back then. But he got hit by somebody. The ball kind of, he got hit. The ball it was like a fumble, but it was in the air. JPP picked it off, ran it in for a touchdown. Right. Odell Beckham had a punt return touchdown called back. Thank you so much for the super chat, Carlos Rodriguez. Dilly, my man. Why is the NFC East always on prime time? Because the NFC East has the biggest markets in football. The Giants, the New York Giants, it's a huge media market. The Eagles are a huge media market, and then Dallas is America's team.
And the Redskins aren't a small market either. I mean,
Right. That's why. And it has the oldest franchises probably outside of Dallas in NFL history. The Washington Eagles and Giants have been around forever. So that's why. That's the most established division in football. It's the only division that has every team in it to win a Super Bowl, and it's won a quarter of the Super Bowl.
13 Super Bowl wins between the 4 teams. I mean, I think it's 13, right? Well, 4 from the Giants, 3 from the Redskins. 5 and 1, right? So yeah.
Yeah, Eagles need to pick up the damn slime. Well, no, they don't.
No, they don't. Stay right there. You got your one.
You should have got one.
What's going on, TJ? Thank you for it's 11. Wow, we talked a lot tonight. We're still going. Did. Yeah. But we'll stay on for a little bit longer, guys. It's first show back, so and we'll be doing this again. We're going to start doing this every week again, alternating the channels.
Every week. Next week on the end. So again, if you're new, but if you're not sub up to the Entertainah, this beautiful man right here is just playing with his great moss, makes me jealous. Right there. Look at the moss on that guy. Look at it. Make sure you guys go into the description, guys. Click on the link to his channel. Sub this man up. Great content creator. Great Knicks fan. Giants fan. He's a Mets guy. I still love him anyway. We can forgive him. Nobody's perfect. I say it all the time. He's as close as you can get. If he was a Yankee fan, he probably would be perfect. Nobody can be perfect. Like the Patriots could be perfect in 2007. he's got to have a flaw, and he's a Mets fan.
I'm a Met fan.
So anyway, if one of my moderators could throw the link to Entertainah's channel in the chat, guys, that'd be greatly appreciated. That seems to help too. So throw his channel in the chat. And until then, like I said, his link's in the description. Please sub him up. He's just, I love working with him. I freaking love this guy. I do. And,
same thing goes for Baddog. I mean, I love this show every weekend when we do it. And just doing games in general with Baddog, it's always fun. So
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot.
You watch Chris. I appreciate that too, Tough. Thank you for watching the video. Yeah, and thank you to everybody for being here. Appreciate it. And hopefully you guys come back next week on my channel. We start to get back into this show and we get it going again.
Let me just say this real quick because I've seen I think Cushmaster's asked this a bunch of times. I've seen his thoughts on Aaron Ross. Aaron Ross was okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
Not great, but I think his rookie season he played very well, and I think his second year played really. But I think he started to kind of decline with the Giants. I think that's what happened, and he couldn't stay healthy either. Sports Critic, thank you so much for the super chat.
Dilly.
It's empty, but Dilly, sir. He says, "What's up, Baddog Chris? How you guys? We're doing well. Good to be back on this show. Missed it a lot, so I'm happy we'll be getting back to doing this every week. And again, it was the NBA playoffs were big for both of our channels. It was hard, and again, there wasn't a lot to talk about Giants wise, but if the NBA playoffs were a big opportunity for both of us to go to the channels, and I know guys have said, "Oh my God, you were last time I looked, you were at 5,500 over 9,000." Chris was same thing. It was like 3,700. Now he's at like 8,400. So
yeah.
The NBA playoffs it was a really good opportunity for both of us, combined with the fact there wasn't really much to talk about right after the draft. I mean, we got to come on here talking about Mike Remmers and everything else, but just a lot going on. So we kind of got away from it. The NBA playoffs are still going on, but we can definitely work around that. And like I said, we'll do this every week now going up into the season. And, well, of course, once the season gets here, we've talked about maybe even doing this twice a week.
I think we're going to in season. And Peter Rodriguez asked, what's my YouTube channel? I think he's asking me. He says, Chris. I'm assuming he's talking about me. But maybe he's talking about Chris Sonora. I don't know. But my link is in the description below.
Link's in the description,
yeah,
yes.
Entertainah Talking Sports.
Shoot, I think I have the stream keys. The last thing I
copied. He'll find it.
But yeah, so again, one of my mods. If you guys could throw the link to Entertainah's channel there, please throw it up there. Carlos Dilly, my man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I really appreciate it. Dilly, he says top 5 fan base. Well, the Giants are number 1. I mean, come on, the Giants. Packers are a great fan base. Packers are definitely a great fan base. The Bears fan base.
Bears are phenomenal.
It's very good.
I'm trying to think here.
The Jets fan base has to be up there. Those fans are so long suffering
and very educated,
loyal as they get. The Jets have to be up there as well. I mean, I can sound biased because I'm saying the Giants and Jets, but
I'll tell you that. They're crazy, but the Bills have very loyal fans too.
The Bills do.
Yeah,
they could definitely be up there. That'd probably be it. I'm not putting the Cowboys up there because they are not loyal. That fan base is not. And I'm talking about I'm not talking about just on YouTube. I see this crap where I live in upstate New York, where the Cowboys are 4-8. You don't see nothing.
Right.
When they're 9-3, everybody's got a damn Cowboys jacket on to go with the Red Sox hat. Yeah, that's good. You know, come on.
The Raiders are crazy. That's a crazy fan base.
That's another one that could they're probably up there. I mean, it's you know.
Browns are loyal. That's a good one, Nick Howard.
Yeah, that's true. But the Browns have been so all over the place.
Yeah. You know, good point, because they came back and all that. Jedi says
Steelers are another one. The Steelers fan base is
that might be the best one. I hate to say
that could be the best one.
Yeah,
your older teams minus the I think the Jets are a very good fan base because their team's not good and they just support the hell out of them. But your oldest fan bases are going to be your best ones. Your Steelers, your Giants, your Redskins,
your Bears,
your Eagles, your Bears, your no, the Eagles fan base. I shouldn't say
Packers.
That.
You said the Packers.
The Packers, right?
Yeah.
Teams that have been around since the 20s. I think you're going to have those. You know, Steelers do travel the best. Steelers travel. Well, the Cowboys travel pretty well too because they're located. Well, they don't even need to travel. They're just they're located all around the country. It just doesn't make any sense.
Same thing. Steelers all over the country too, but not on the same level. Saints choke. Buffalo. Yeah, no, I said Buffalo Bills. Roberson.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah, the Bills Mafia is definitely a very, very good fan base.
Yeah. Eagles fans travel well. Only when they're good, SpermCell. Only when they're good. When that team's bad, you won't hear an Eagles fan in any other stadium. You just don't.
And same thing with the Patriots, TJ, when they're good. Well, let's see if they travel well when they're really bad.
The Giants fan base travels very well.
Yeah.
They always have. That's all. Not really, Carlos. You really don't. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't travel all over the place, but there's not a lot of Giants fans in Wisconsin. There's not Giants fans in Texas. There's not Giants fans in Oklahoma.
Well, there's gonna be.
Well, when we have the Super Bowl.
No, there's gonna be a Giant fan in Texas.
Oh, that's true. You're gonna be holding it down for us. It's just maybe Florida because there's a lot of transplanted New Yorkers there, but
America's graveyard, yeah. Google stories about the Bills fans. You'll get some good laughs. Oh, they're crazy, Bills Mafia.
They're nuts. There's nothing to do in Buffalo except for drink. That's why. Trust me, I've been through Buffalo. Nobody goes there intentionally.
Yeah. Facts. There's hella Cowboys fans in my. Oh, there's always Cowboys fans. Cowboys got lame fans, not even from Dallas, Texas.
Cushmaster says Cushmaster, yes. We have some. Let me put it this way. There are more Cowboy fans in New York than there are Giants fans in Texas.
Oh, for sure.
Texas is about 10 times the size of New York.
Yeah.
That I guess that's what I'm getting at. You will find more Giants fans in New York than you will find Giants fans, or you'll find more Cowboys fans in New York than Giants fans in Texas. So I guess that's my point. Dilly, he says, what about the Amir fan base? I think it's nuts too. Well, yes, the Amir fan base is nuts.
Yeah.
Amir is nuts. Amir is one of the only people I've ever seen do a live stream and take a quarter bathroom break. An entire quarter.
And halftime. All of halftime and the third quarter.
I think he flushed himself down. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Dilly.
I really appreciate that. Our crowd is going up right now. It's going to go up. Maybe it's because Amir came in.
I think it was Amir. I think that's what it was.
That definitely could be.
Yeah, maybe somebody else's stream just ended. Everybody's popping in. Maybe something like that. There are more Cowboys fans in California than there are Chargers fans. That wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
A lot of front runners. Wow. Yeah, you're right. The chat just picked up big time.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Great.
Unfortunately, we're going to be closing out soon.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah.
Cowboys fans give the autismo, says. Do you think there's a fan base picked on more than Cowboys fans?
No. But they deserve the picking.
Yeah. I do. I think Eagles fans took it for years.
Yeah.
Until they won that Super Bowl. But I do. And again, I think it's because, and I'm not talking about the Cowboys fans in my chat, because the Cowboys fans in my chat, 99% of them are very knowledgeable.
Oh, of course.
You can tell by the way they talk about it. But the average Cowboy fan, you take the average of intelligence of all, I think they know the least about football because they're not fans. They just wear that crap and say they're Cowboys fans. They'll go to a game and not pay attention to it. I
agree with you.
And I know from being around here, I live right on the Massachusetts border. Like, Massachusetts is literally a 20-minute drive from my house. Okay, 20 minutes, I go east, I'm in Mass. Okay, the Patriots play in Boston. There's no Patriots fans where I live. None. Maybe a couple sprinkled around. No Patriots. This is a team that's won 6 Super Bowls since the turn of the millennium. No extra Patriots fans. I live 20 minutes from Massachusetts. Cowboy fans? Oh, my God. If they ever win a Super Bowl, forget it. It'd be like I'm living in Dallas. I'm dead ass serious.
That's crazy.
So stupid.
That's crazy. I don't even see, to be honest with you, I don't see a ton of Cowboys fans where I live. I see some, but not. It's mostly Giants and Jets fans.
You live in a bigger city.
Good point. Yeah, good.
11 million people down there. There's like 100,000 up here.
Good point.
I swear to God, Chris, there's as many Cowboys fans as Giants fans where I live. I swear to God.
That's crazy.
Cowboys fans, I should say. I sit there and try to tell me, ugh. Like, I remember, I can remember talking to, I don't know what it is about me. I'll be in a grocery store, a convenience store, gas station. Somebody's inevitably got to start talking to me about sports. And I do wear the sports crap all the time. But they got to talk to me. It's like, and I love when they come up to me and the guy's talking about, oh, Giant, blah, blah, blah. This is a few years ago. And I told the guy, I said, you should start DeMarco Murray. You know who the hell DeMarco Murray was.
Oh, my God.
That tells you all you need to know.
That's really bad. Guy led the league in rushing.
Didn't know who he was. Well, this is when he was a rookie.
Okay, but still.
Because he wasn't. I forgot who the hell their running back was.
They had Jones, right? They had Jones. They had a Jones on that team. I remember. Was it Felix Jones?
Felix Jones. Yeah, it could have been. I think it was Felix Jones. God, I can't remember. I'm not a Cowboys fan, so I can get away with that. But I remember saying, and I did say this to one of my buddies who was a Cowboys fan. I was a Cowboys. I said, you need to start DeMarco Murray. The week they started DeMarco Murray, he broke the all-time single-game rushing record for the Cowboys. He still holds it. 252 yards. That beats Dorsett. That beats Walker. That beats Emmett. That beats everybody. That Ezekiel Elliott hasn't approached.
He killed it that year.
That DeMarco Murray. And you know why I know about DeMarco Murray? Do you know why? Because he's a boomer Sooner.
Oh, man. Marion Barber. That's who it was. Marion Barber III. Good call.
The Barbarian, yeah.
Yes, good call. Yes. Was Marion on that team then? Yeah, I think he was. He's absolutely right.
2011, I want to say.
Marion Barber used to kill us.
12. It was a while ago.
For like a 2-year stretch, Marion Barber killed us.
He did. 2007, he was killing us.
Yeah.
You know my favorite thing about the 2007 playoff game against Dallas, and I laugh every time I go back and watch it. SpermCell, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I really appreciate it. Dilly, thank you so much. He says, one time at EDP's job, he ran into a Cowboys fan, and EDP was wearing Eagle stuff. The dude started talking shit and asked who they played in that day. And the dude asked him who they played that day the Eagles played the Cowboys. Well, that just tells you all you need to know about Cowboys fans. Said they don't know what the hell they're talking about, most of them. Because it's like Yankee fans do the same crap. Well, it was Yankee fans. Now it's Red Sox fans. Because all the Yankee bandwagon fans that were over here, and I hate the Yankee bandwagon a ton. I hate when
so
people...
So do I.
God, I can't. Yeah, I'm sure you do. But it's worse when you blood, sweat, and tears. Like I said, growing up, the Yankees didn't win anything for me. They didn't win until I was 20 years old. So I dealt with a lot of bad times in the Yankees. You know, as a fan, and we're going to see this with the Knicks, Chris. Both of us are going to get it. When it's blood, sweat, and tears. You spit blood for your team. You cry. You love them, and they suck. It's so and then all of a sudden, everybody's just on your bandwagon.
Yeah, no, I know you're a Yankee fan. I'm a Met fan, so I'm biased. But to me, the Yankees are the Cowboys of Major League Baseball. Now, you have your really diehard fans like yourself and a lot of people that come into your streams, but there are a ton of Yankee fans that do not watch a second of baseball.
That was my point.
Yeah.
The Yankees are the most successful team in all professional sports, so they just jump on the bandwagon when they're good. And the same thing with the Cowboys. They're the most notable franchise in football. Right. So they jump aboard it because, like, ooh, this is a popular thing to do. That's kind of what I was getting at. But that's the Red Sox now. Yankee bit they may be after this year. Right. But it's all Sox guys right now. Yeah. Like I said, I talk about this in my stream last year when the Red Sox, somebody was trying to tell me, oh, I love the Red Sox. I love going to the game and listening to Sweet Carolina. That's the type of crap I had to deal with. So. Zachary, that makes a lot of sense. Yankees are garbage. They'd suck if not for the payroll, right? Because the Red Sox had the highest payroll in baseball last year, right? Yankees are garbage. See, this is the other ignorance that I get mad at right here. Yankees are garbage. Sucks if not for the payroll. Let's see who's on our team. Gleyber Torres, right? Does he get paid anything? No. Aaron Judge, does he get paid anything? No. Miguel Andujar. Now, granted, most of these guys are hurt. Does he get paid anything? No.
Gary Sanchez. Yeah.
Is Sanchez getting paid anything? No. Severino makes $10 million a year. You know, he's not getting paid anything for an ace starter either. Let's see who the else are. How about Gio Urshela? What does he get paid? Nothing. Okay. Aaron Hicks gets $10 million a year, and I thought they gave him too many years, but $10 million a year for a 4-tool center fielder, that's nothing. Okay. Luke Voigt, what the hell does Luke Voigt get paid? Nothing. So where's our payroll?
Your money's on Stanton. Your money's on Stanton. Your money's on in the bullpen.
Ellsbury.
Yeah.
Who hasn't played in 2 years, and Sabathia. Well, Sabathia actually getting paid a lot anyway. But they can say that, and it's the same thing when we used to win the championships. You look at those championships, they were built on the draft. When we started spending all that money, we didn't win a damn thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's the other thing. Oh, Yankees payroll. No, it's not the Yankees payroll. If you know baseball, learn baseball. I know, exactly. He says, I've just always disliked the Yankees. I get it. And that's always the argument. But just like the Yankees are not, that's not how we won. We won through the draft.
No, your core players were definitely. But I will say you had the benefit.
There's another one.
You had the benefit of having the money to retain those players.
Absolutely. That I do not disagree with.
To retain Jeter, to retain Bernie, to retain all the Posadas, the Marianos.
Completely agree. The Pettits, yeah. You completely agree.
Where a team like the Mets nowadays would not have the money to do that. They let Reyes go,
Pittsburgh can't do it. Minnesota can't do it. Yes, I completely agree. The Yankees have the opportunity to retain their players.
Yeah.
That's where our big market helps.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I'm not going to argue that.
Chris, how do you feel about the Mets picking up probably not going to mean much home car, to be honest, but I don't know that much about him, to be completely honest with you.
So again, everyone's a Raptors fan. Again, Cushmaster, I don't see a lot of Raptors fans here. But it's gonna happen. That's what becomes a bandwagon. I mean, you can't have a bandwagon on a bad team.
The Knicks are gonna be the most popular team in New York next year.
Yep.
We mark it down. They're going to be bigger than the Giants. They're going to be bigger than the Mets. They're going to be bigger than the Yankees because everybody is going to, once they get if they get Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving or whatever, they get a good team. We saw it with Carmelo for that one year when they were really good. The Knicks were they were toast of the town.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, Amir. I appreciate it. Dilly. He says, I missed your call and show Entertainah. I had no idea it was today, you lunatic. Baddog, you the man. Well, Sports Critic, you got to turn on your notifications so you know this beautiful man is going live.
It was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I wasn't going to do it today, and then on my stream last night, people told me to do it, so I did it.
Oh, SpermCell. You're the man tonight, SpermCell. You're the man all the time. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Again, I really appreciate it. Dilly. During the 2017 Eagles run, I swear I saw Eagles fans in the day of the division round. I had to run to the grocery store. I saw 40. Well, yeah, that's the thing, SpermCell, because that's another one where it's kind of like the Cubs. When a team is bad for so long and it doesn't win anything, and then all of a sudden they have the opportunity to win, people want to jump on there and be like, oh, yeah, I was there the whole time. That is what I'm talking about. Chris and I are going to we're going to be so happy the Knicks are great. Because it's going to happen. And we're going to be so pissed at all these people that try to take the glory of guys like him and I who have been fans. I've been a fan since 84. He's probably been a fan since 92.
Yeah.
You're younger, so I mean.
Right around 92. 92, so 93,
and thank you. So, Sports Critic, sorry. He says, where's my boom? Thank you so much for the super chat, Sports Critic. Just give me the $2. Boom! Thank you so much. I haven't boomed all night. I think I did it the first time, and that was it. But, yeah, it's going to be. With the Knicks, it's going to be special. I've been watching them since 84. They were close in 94, which still gives me nightmares. We should have won that damn series. And then 99 was just magical.
Yeah, that wasn't a great. Well, that was the strike year. Yeah, so they kind of hit their groove right when it would have been like their 60th game of the year, and they just got lucky that it was in the playoffs.
Yep, Allen Houston hitting the buzzer beater against the Heat to beat them.
Larry Johnson.
Patrick Ewing owned Alonzo Mourning in the playoffs every freaking year. Yeah, LJ's 4-point play. Marcus Camby just taking off on the free throw line and just stuffing one right in Mutombo's face against the Hawks. I will never forget that. We kicked the shit out of the Hawks.
We swept them, right?
Yes, I will never forget that dunk by Camby. And you can't find it on YouTube. There is one video of that, and it is completely pixelated because I swear to God, the video is from 1999 or 2000 or 99. 2000.
He came out of nowhere too because Camby wasn't that good that year, and then the playoffs
Camby killed it in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable in the playoffs. And then we traded him for Antonio McDyess, and then
McDyess, don't even get me started with him.
Yeah. Oh God, we didn't know what the hell we were doing over there. Knicks haven't known what they were doing for a better part of 20 years. So when they're good this year,
hopefully,
let Kyrie go to the Lakers. I want Kemba Walker anyway.
I'd prefer Kemba to Kyrie. Yeah,
take Kemba. Isn't he a Bronx kid?
You guys could talk, John. Yes, we can. We could talk sports all day.
We could. We definitely could.
Yeah.
I mean,
Johnny, man, what's going on, Johnny?
Johnny Morosky.
Dilly.
So much for the super chat, brother. Dilly. What's going on? Is it football season yet? We're talking about that, Johnny, at the beginning of the stream. I tell everybody all the time, I love the summer. I don't hurry the summer. I love baseball. I mean, I'm a big Yankee fan, so I love Yankee baseball. I love baseball in general. I enjoy the warm weather. I love the warm weather. Poolside, cold beers, fan in the window, beautiful time. But the summer flies by. Minicamp starts. Next thing you know, it's July. We got training camp. Then it's August. Then it's preseason. And before you know it,
once preseason's here, we're ready to go. I mean,
Yep.
we're only 7 weeks away from preseason football, or 8 weeks away. I mean, it's gonna
fly.
It's gonna
July fly by, and
Yeah.
especially if you're a kid, I mean, it doesn't fly by as fast for me as it used to. But if you're a kid and you're out of school, summer goes ripping by. Those 10 weeks are gone.
Yeah, well, as a Yankee fan, it'll fly by. As a Met fan, it might take a little longer for me. Might take a little longer for me. But hopefully they turn around. Let's see. The 76ers won only 10 games in a season, and oh God. But Procaccini, you guys lost intentionally. Everybody knew that. You guys were happy to lose that year.
Yeah.
They were starting friggin' Jakar Sampson, who barely started for St. John's. He was in your starting lineup because you guys were trying to lose games.
Yeah.
Y'all both do a good job. We appreciate that, Zachary.
That's why the lottery went to the way it is.
Yeah.
Because of the damn Sixers. Oh, Sports Critic, man, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Sports Critic on fire tonight. Amir's on fire.
Dilly.
Thank you so much. This should definitely cover the honey jack on me. Stout time. Let's go. This can probably buy one shot in the city. This probably can buy one shot in the city. City is so damn expensive. Let's go. Let's make this the best stream ever. Love these guys. Thank you so much. I can agree.
Amir, I was talking. We've been talking about meeting at Stouts before I leave. I was talking to one of my subscribers today. I'll definitely meet you at Stouts before I leave. We'll set something up.
I can say this. I remember this, and this was back in, this has to be 2004, maybe 2002, 2003. It's a long time ago. I remember going to stands with my buddies before the
Yankees.
The Yankees, talking about the $10 shot. 3 shots of Jack, 3 Coors Lights, $33.
Not bad.
Not bad?
Not bad for what city prices are.
17 years ago, though.
Oh, 17 years ago, that's bad. Yeah. That's bad.
So I'm saying it's probably more than that now. I think the shots were 7 apiece and the beers were 4 apiece. I think that's what it was. So moving forward, probably a $10 shot in the city.
$10, $7 beer, probably.
Yeah. Well, it's better than going to the damn Yankee game because you try to buy a beer at the Yankee game, and back then it was even $9. Now it's like $15.
Oh God, Mets are bad enough. Yankees even worse with the prices of everything. Let's see. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Love that y'all stand by your teams no matter what, how it should. Yeah, of course, Zachary, man. Yeah. We're Giants fans through and through.
Right. There's no way. Giants, Knicks. I get it every time I do an NBA stream where my Knicks hat. People come in there like the Knicks suck. I'm like, yes, they do.
I'm a Knicks fan.
Been with them since '84. I'm not going anywhere. The fact I'm still here and they suck. We're only going to get better.
Yeah, and but like we said, it sucks that for the Knicks and for me as a Met fan, if the Mets ever win, once I get those bandwagon fans and they get to celebrate the same way I do, it sucks because you put all the blood, sweat, and tears like you said. But we appreciate it more.
Yeah. Most hated non-division rival.
That's a good question.
I always say the Ravens. I freaking hate the Ravens.
I'm gonna say that I know Baddog likes them. I'm gonna say the Patriots.
Yeah, I have no problem with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Patriots.
I hate the freaking Ravens. And people are like, "Oh, it's because of 2000." It's got nothing to do with that. It's got like that much to do with that.
Johnny, I'm gonna take you up on that. He says if one of us come to Vegas, the first shot rounds on me. I'm gonna tell you this right now, Johnny. I'm gonna meet you in Vegas one day. I'm gonna go to Vegas, so I'm gonna hold you to that. You're going to buy me a beer when I go to Vegas.
I'm going to tell you this, Johnny. I am not going to Vegas. I am married and I have a 2-year-old son. It'll be a very long time, if ever, that I get back to Vegas.
We should do a YouTuber Vegas trip. We should get a bunch of giant YouTubers go to Vegas one time. That would be awesome.
That happened to me. My wife will be like, yeah, you can go, and I won't be here when you get back.
Because you're a bad dog.
Yeah. No, it's not that.
No, I'm messing with you.
Vegas is not the place to go when you got a young son and you're married.
But yeah, it is wow. We went overtime tonight, guys.
Yeah, we went overtime.
We
had a lot of catching up to do, so. Yeah.
But yeah, man, we had a great time tonight. Of course, I had the NFL draft's in Vegas next year. I might go for the NFL draft, John. That's a good suggestion. That's an excuse to go. But
it won't be as far for you next year.
Yeah, it won't be as far. But probably a 2.5 hour plane ride.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
But I had an absolute blast coming on here again with Baddog. We're going to be doing it again next week on my channel. And we're going to get this show going every week back and forth.
Yep.
Now that we're into the mini camp and, before, like we said, preseason's going to be here before you know it, training camp. And Really looking forward to this season, spending it with you guys and building this show up. So thank you guys. Thank you for having me on. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Always, man, always. And again, one last time, guys, if you're not subbed up to the Entertainah Talking Sports, please go into the description. The link is the first thing on there. You'll see it, Entertainah Talking Sports' channel. Click on the link, sub this beautiful man up, and make sure next week, you're going to want to sub him up because, again, we'll be on his channel doing it next week. And every week we switch it back and forth. And then, of course, during the season, we'll be doing it two nights a week probably. So you definitely want to sub them up, especially if you're Giants fans. You're going to want to hear us talk about all this stuff of preseason and then, of course, as the season goes on. But not just for that, Knicks content. You're going to want to find out about that because we're going to be damn good next year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Talking nonsense content?
Yeah, talking nonsense is something you definitely don't want to miss during football season. That's worth the price of admission. Price of admission is free, so it's definitely worth it. But, yes, it's that's got rave reviews. People ask about that all the time. That's more of a football season thing. But yeah, Chris, thank you for coming on the channel. Always appreciate it. So good to do this show again. I missed it. I missed you, and I'm glad we're going to getting back to doing this every week. It'll be freaking awesome, man.
And let's do it. Baddog, and he's out.
Peace.